All right, 6:02 in the Rose City. Time for Dirt and Sprague on Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network. Hello, happy Thursday, everybody.
What is happening?
A delightful Thursday morning. It's great to be in today. I'm absolutely fired up.
Dodged a bullet. I damn near grabbed that hat on the way out of the door today.
Oh,
It was between this one, that one. I'm reaching. I grabbed the duck hat.
My hair won't go
right
down,
there.
so I was like, okay, I'm going to grab this hat. And then I went, if he comes in with this hat,
Double timbers.
We're going to have bad hair on the YouTube.
We're feeling good today, man. Big
3-1
dub.
win, man.
Hey.
Great night at the park
Look
last
at that.
night.
Dude, I had it on, and I made my my brother and sister-in-law came over, and I had it on in the background, and oh my God, I want to go to Providence.
Little concerned about the goal they gave up at the end of the first half.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 3-1's not good enough.
3-1.
Come
well,
on,
that tied it
Swigard.
at 1.
Hey, but what was the final?
I understand that.
What was the final?
You can't get worried in a
Come
first
on,
half.
get out of
It's
here.
one half.
Get out of here. All
There's
right,
two halves to a match.
we are red hot
They were.
and rolling right now.
All 3 goals from the Timbers were outstanding goals. No flukes whatsoever.
The first goal was amazing.
Velda's was a shot.
Yeah, it was.
DaCosta's, the final goal was a shot.
I missed the final goal.
I did too.
Yeah, he was outside of the penalty areas, about 20 yards out on the left side going into Timbers' army and sent it out, curled it upper right corner, far post. Keeper was just standing there.
Bent it like Beckham.
That's right.
Oh, yes. And then the second goal, was gorgeous
Yes.
in the setup. And that was some tic-tac-toe passing action.
Ooh, I love a good tic-tac-toe.
Can I ask you guys both a question?
Fire away.
Do you like gifts?
Who doesn't love a gift?
doesn't love a gift?
Do you love travel gifts?
Travel gifts.
Oh, like getting something on vacation that you bring back for somebody?
Yeah.
That kind of gift?
Well, you getting the gift from somebody coming back from vacation.
Especially if it doesn't,
Oh.
and that doesn't have to be huge. Like the tricky part about that is, okay, how do you limit? Like when we went over to Europe, we
You
didn't have a
bring
lot
me
of
back
room.
anything.
Yeah, I got nothing out of your
You
European
gave me
vacation.
macadamia nuts once
Yeah.
from Hawaii. You didn't give me
Yeah.
anything from
I got
Italy.
Part of it
Squat,
was
dude.
not a lot of room in the baggage.
Not a
2,
cappuccino.
didn't want to have anything get a problem through
3,
customs. 3,
you were broke.
didn't want anything to break.
A
So it
macaroon.
was simply mom, dad, and Pax. Those are the only 3 people that got something.
The follow-up I have is, do I deserve the gift?
Well, if somebody gives you a gift, they
No, they're
obviously
thinking
feel
of
you
you.
deserve it.
Did I do
Appreciate that.
something while you were on vacation? Did I watch something for you? Did I water something for you? Did I bring your mail in for you?
I guess in this specific instance and why I'm asking, I would say yes.
Okay, then yeah, I like the gift,
All right,
the
great.
vacation
Yeah.
gift.
Here's your gift, Swag. I put a gift in yours.
See, I didn't deserve anything.
You held
nothing.
hosted the show for
Look
a
at
week
that,
without me.
huh? A
Now,
little
wait, wait,
Lego.
wait.
the big
minifigure.
Lego with a big heart.
You have to open it from the top.
Open it
Okay.
from the top. Unscrew.
These
are personalized Lego.
Personalized Lego figurines made to look and dress like you.
Ooh, I got. What's my trophy for? Is this
Well,
a
look
trophy
in the back.
or is this a beer mug?
Look in the back.
No, I think that's a big wine glass. or
PIO.
something.
Cleveland. That's fantastic. It's
In the back. Look in
PIO
the back.
Player of the Year, man. Look at that. Look at my little guy. huh? Look at my little
You
Lego
have to
guy.
put that in on the
Huh?
YouTube somehow even closer or
Zoom
tweet
in.
it out.
Go carry it over towards the camera.
He's
That's
got me with the
fantastic.
ponytail.
I have you with the ponytail in about
That is
10 years.
fantastic.
Old
Hang on, I got to
Swag.
switch
Now,
the camera angle here.
Follow-up
All
question
right.
on my Lego here.
There we go. There's the ponytail.
Love it. I love that you went Western vibe. It's
Well,
good.
I gave you the hat because
Yes.
you're an urban cowboy. But
I
if
am
you
an urban
take the
cowboy.
hat off,
Yeah, my bald. Yeah, there's nothing there.
there was.
Now, it's okay. It's a ball joke.
You know, it's,
That plays.
well, it's not
It
a
flies.
joke. I just
don't know.
didn't know
My
what
hair
there was
looks
more
more-
options.
My hair looks more Thomas Jefferson than
I thought it
hair
was very
band.
prestigious. And I saw the wine glass, and I went, I have to put that on.
There you
So
go.
I don't know how detailed they get in the design of these things.
They don't.
Do I have?
Well, there's
are these
one,
like?
they're small.
Yeah, they're tiny, I get it.
They're Legos, so there's limited as to what they can do here.
Do I have? Are these gang tattoos? Am I sweating or am I crying?
So that's the other funny
Because I
little note.
got 3 drips that appears on my face. Now
Yeah.
either I've killed 3 people,
Yep.
I'm really fat and hot,
Right.
or I'm crying over my playing days being over.
Well, you're wearing a hoodie, so it's
Yes.
entirely possible.
Knowing
you're
that's as
sweating.
good as it's ever
Yeah,
going to
this
get
is it,
for,
man. Dude,
for
I
Dirt's
peaked.
athletic
it
career.
is all downhill from here.
Well, you made the Hall of Fame.
I did. I mean, that's true. Well,
should
not
be
yet.
more than I
should.
did.
Yeah, I should.
You know it did.
Put me in the Hall of Fame.
What do you
damn
mean?
it.
Yours is swag.
Yeah.
You got a wine glass, and you got great hair, and you've got a very prestigious mustache going there. wear? I thought it looked perfect. You wear polos. It's got a polo on it.
Yep.
I now want to go find a hat that actually looks like this and rock it on the show. That's what I need to do to match my Lego.
Well, I was debating, do I do like regular hats that we usually wear when we're on the show or get you, and I thought it'd be more funny to do a cowboy hat.
Way funnier.
Urban cowboy thing.
Yes.
The tears or the bead marks on your face are actually a shout out from my wife.
Oh, okay.
And she saw the face because it's standard Lego face or it's older, distinguished veteran over there with a mustache.
You got one or two choices.
And I went, well, I didn't know where to go. Standard Lego face, kind of boring. You can only customize the torso at the Lego store at Disney.
You kind of put something on the back or the shirt or whatever.
Yeah, that's how I got the Cleveland Hall of Fame. The tears are meant to represent your general anxiety of existing with two children.
Well played. Well played. That is the dread every night. I lay in bed, stare at my ceiling. How the hell are we going to do this? Are we going to survive? I appreciate that.
The wife has very, very smartly noted the amount of times you've just randomly like, oh, it's all over.
It's all over. This is it. My life is over.
So we got
last time I played golf? Father's Day, man. Father's Day.
Supposed to play this week.
That was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
That was. I don't know if people are aware of this.
Ago.
It's now August.
I think that was 2 months ago.
That would have been June.
Yeah, June.
That
Middle
was
of
June.
June.
Yeah, I did go to the driving range last weekend.
Hey, you got that going
I got to
for
hit
you.
a couple of balls.
Hitting off turf is exactly the same as real grass.
It's the same feeling as birding in a par 5. You know,
Baby steps. Baby steps.
You give me the fix, baby.
I had to debate this of like I didn't really have a plan to get you guys anything, and this was the first day we were there. I debated, okay, neither are Lego people. I totally acknowledge that.
Sure. Well, we got Legos in the house now.
But they're very small.
Yeah.
So they're easy to lose. Those weren't like $8.99. You know what I mean? Like to customize certain things.
Yeah.
No, I
Spend a
know.
little bit of
And
money
Legos
doing
aren't
that.
cheap.
No. Legos are not cheap.
They like to take advantage of their
Popularity.
point in the toy marketplace.
Exactly.
Legos are going strong, man.
The Legos.
It is wild. The Lego culture is insane to me as an adult who doesn't do Legos. It's a real thing.
Well, there's a newer, it's not brand new, but a newer line that's super high-end adult, like replicating.
Oh, it's
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the Winterhawks do it. I'll always ask them, like, when we would do the podcast days, like, what do you do for fun? What's your hobby? Like, dude, almost all of them to a T. They are all super into Legos in their free time.
Well, if you gave me like a super advanced one, like they had a Death Star in that Lego store, and it was $1,000.
You would build it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of
then-
like a puzzle in a certain way. Like
little
you're just
bit.
putting it together, and then it can sit on your mantle for a
It's
bit.
like people that get into like real model cars or model trains or
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dude, some of those model cars are insane. The detail and the way
Yeah.
that they put some of those little tiny stickers on. Like, I don't know how people do it.
Yeah.
But I debated, like, do I want to get them a gift? Did I not want to get them a gift? And then I thought it was a fun opportunity. And then I, like, wondered for 2 or 3 more days. I'd have a random thought bubble of, like, should I have gotten them something different?
No.
You know, like...
No. Any amount of money is too much money, to be honest with you. This is perfect. It's a small little gift, and it doesn't take up too much space. That's the biggest key in the vacation gift.
That's kind of what I thought.
You don't want to get something that is now a burden for you the rest of your vacation, because it wasn't like you were staying in one place the whole
No, it was
time.
tiny.
You bounced around place to place, stayed in
Yeah.
different hotels, and so you don't want to drag something
that
around
was,
while you're on
that
vacation.
was the other thing, and I mean, we're on a boat half the time. There's not a lot of extra storage room for things.
There's no
No.
doubt, but I
No.
also like... And I knew, obviously, the Padres stuff was a non-starter given your guys' division.
Yeah, I'm not going to rock a lot
I
of
got
Padre gear.
Padres gear. I
No.
totally get that.
Yeah.
So it's like
Not
kind
my
of
cup of tea.
limited of like
No, this was great.
what to get. Should I have done something more San Diego? There were raccoon tails that I almost bought you that a grown man was wearing throughout
That
just to make you guys furries.
That actually would not have been that bad of an idea.
Kicking it
That's pretty
around.
solid right there, dude. I'd tape that thing to the wife when you get home and she doesn't realize it. Go for a walk around the neighborhood. She's got a raccoon tail walking around the
Oh.
streets.
My oldest leaned in because I didn't see the guy, and we'd just gotten in the zoo. My oldest leans in and goes, Dad, it's a furry in the wild.
He's got
And I was like, where? She's like, that grown man. And I was like, oh
my God.
She goes, do you think he's a furry or is it just the zoo thing? And I go, I don't know, man. People are into a lot of stuff nowadays.
Seeing one in the wild is it's a bit shocking. It's a jolt to your system, if you will, when you see one out in public that's unashamed of their furry status. Now, we talked about when you were out, we still got to pay off our last 3 years of Sprague and the Linebackers.
I know.
With our furry costumes, and so we gotta.
That would require me buying one.
We got to get one. I think we keep it somewhat like I don't want to go. We're not spending $400 on a furry costume and returning it. Like find a fun way to find a cheap one that you don't feel bad about throwing in a box or throwing away afterwards.
So we thought though, because I'm getting the squirrel, we know that. Because that goes back to my family crest.
Right.
And your nuts.
And my nuts.
I have a good idea for mine, but I don't know how to execute it.
I actually thought what would be funny is if he got a beaver furry and you got a duck furry.
That's not a bad idea. It's not where I was going, but that's not a bad idea.
There was one. Now, it's not a full furry costume, but it's like one of those like Halloween costumes where you zip it up and the face kind of sticks out.
Yeah.
You can find those for like $25 on Amazon.
If you can find one for $20, I'm in.
Like, that's not bad,
I saw
right?
one for $100, and I'm like, I'm not spending $100. I'm going to wear it one time.
This is like a white elephant gift exchange where we need there's a maximum amount of money. Yeah. What if the wife's into it, dude? you got your little beak at home. You're walking around. Quack, quack, quack.
If you want to be plowed by a duck, we need to have further conversations.
Maybe find out she's into it. You know, I'm not mad about it. Whatever your kink is, your
Quack,
kink is,
quack,
man.
Mr. Ducksworth.
I guess.
We all know your skill at goose calls. Maybe you get that duck call going around the house, and
maybe you meet the bird calling kid.
Moods are changing over there.
By
all right?
the way,
that's all we're asking.
I was out when I saw this. I didn't know if you guys had picked.
We did.
You saw it.
The Atlanta Hawks schedule reveal.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, we played it on the show.
So good.
Our kid is back. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Dude, he's becoming a star, man.
I know.
Rightfully so.
And he should.
Is there anybody better at their job than that kid making bird sounds?
Great question.
I mean, he's elite. That's the bar. Everybody else is trying to get to the bar.
It's the bird kid have the
He's the bar.
I mean,
unless you can find me a better bird caller out there, which maybe they exist. I don't watch a lot of bird calling videos. Maybe they're out there, but that kid's elite, man.
it's hard to argue with the point that anybody is better at their job than that kid is at making bird calls.
Is Shohei Ohtani better at baseball than that kid is at making bird calls?
No, because he's not hitting 400.
Right? You got to hit 400. I feel like
I don't know how the kid's popped into my algorithm, so I see all of these videos.
it's one of those. That's one of those moments you're happy about the algorithm.
I'm stuck in two algorithms right now. One is that kid on bird calls, so like Duck Dynasty podcast is bringing him on. The old guy's like, oh my God, it sounds just like that. He couldn't believe the kid. And the other is I have this really fat kid who looks like a teenage version of Peter Griffin, but his rap he doesn't sound anything how he looks. He sounds like a Texas rapper, like Bun B.
But he looks like Peter Griffin.
Like teenage Peter Griffin. It doesn't make any sense.
That throw you off a little bit.
Keeps popping into my, and it's like black people are watching in real time as he raps, and they're just like, oh, they're losing their minds because they can't believe this kid is rapping like this. Those are my two algorithms right now.
I'm not mad about those algorithms.
I'm not either. I watch the same raps over and over, or the bird calls.
Sure. There's only so many bird calls you could do. At some point, the kid's going to run out of birds. And
I don't know, man.
How exotic can we get with this kid?
There was like 20 species of birds in like one section of the zoo.
That's very
And they
true.
had 4 different sections of bird stuff.
I want to know how deep this kid's bag is.
Well, I think if he just...
How deep are we going here?
He obviously has an ability.
Yes, he does.
And I think he has an ability to listen and see a bird and then like instantly make the sound.
Hear the sound and be able to repeat
obviously,
it.
you have to make all those bird sounds.
I want to know how much practice. Like, I want to interview that kid. Has anybody done an interview with him?
I don't know if
outside of the Duck Dynasty kids or the guys.
They said they're going to get him on, but they haven't interviewed him yet.
Like, how much time do you spend practicing in front of the mirror every day? Or is it truly the ability that you're talking about where he has the mental acuity to hear the sound and be able to repeat it verbatim?
That's a very fair question.
Or is he like hearing the sound and then he goes into his bedroom for like 4 hours and say, I got the northern scarecrow, and then he comes out of his room and he's done?
I think it's a combination.
Okay.
I think some of those he sees, and then like some of them he just hears and then like practices and then nails it.
It'd be badass if your kid could do that. Get on it, Teddy.
Well,
Bird sounds.
his mom or dad is clearly telling him to go on social media to these bird calls.
Let's capitalize on this here, buddy. You're having a moment in time. I don't know how long that moment's gonna last, but you ride that thing till it's not hot anymore.
Well, I hope you guys don't lose those Legos, but I won't. Wouldn't be shocked if you told me in like 2 years ago. I haven't seen it. I got to be honest with you.
I'm gonna find a place for it. I don't know if it's in the man cave on the TV stand in the man cave. Because remember, we had a listener give us the what are the other ones that are bigger that you could customize?
Oh,
the
Funkos.
Funkos.
Yeah, they had Funko dolls too.
I still have my Funko up in my man cave.
Yeah.
Teddy likes to grab it and rip the hair off, and I'm like, well, that seems a little too realistic. Let's not do that. Put my hair back on, please. So I think I'm gonna put it next to my Funko in the man cave. My two dirt characters will be next to each other.
I almost bought a Michael Jordan Funko in a sports store I walked into in San Diego.
The jersey and everything.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's a Jordan one.
That's kind of cool. You throw that up in Arnie's. That's not a bad look right there.
Kind of what I thought.
While you're working out, that's the GOAT right there.
Got a lot to get to today on the old radio program. I woke up. Yesterday was interesting waking up after not having been awake that early. I was waking up pretty early on vacation.
Did you have to set alarms much?
No more than usual. I just did I have a standard 2 alarms on my phone and I have my clock radio.
But I'm just wondering if you totally just turn it off on waking
while
up.
on vacation.
Obviously, but you had stuff like the day you went to the zoo and you were traveling back and forth and stuff like that.
Well, no, I don't get great sleep.
Yeah, I know.
And so I naturally was waking up at 5:45.
Yeah, just kind of up ready to go.
And we were trying to get up early to get things going because it was getting hot on a couple of the days, but largely I'm awake by 6 at the latest.
Right.
And a couple of those days were great because I would just mosey out and I'd walk around the town and be near the ocean at 6 a.m. And I was like, this is not bad.
Worst places to be in the morning.
But today I woke up and I was full of just super excitement. I was reading some stuff. I was listening and watching. I watched Paul Feinbaum for 20 minutes yesterday.
Paul Feinbaum.
Boy, he had a caller. I don't know what the guy said.
Paul,
damn it, my
was it Legend?
No, it wasn't Legend.
Okay.
It was not Legend. It was after another Alabama fan called that was he could talk.
Yeah.
And then the next guy came on. He's like, Paul.
Are you smoking crack?
You, man. Oh, no, man.
It's a different language down
Was
there.
it Cajun? Was it an LSU fan?
No, he was an Alabama Cajun guy.
Oh,
It
wow.
was a very odd combination.
Oh, that's a strange combination.
It's a weird mixture. Is he telling Indiana to stay in their lane? Know your role, Indiana. That's Feinbaum's rant right now.
I think I'm 80% sure that Feinbaum knew nothing he said because I was working out watching it and I was like, what is this guy saying?
This guy's speaking mumbo jumbo.
And when he got off the phone, I thought, thanks for the call there, Artie.
Just move on.
Right on.
I'm not going to address anything you just said. I appreciate your time, though. Thank you for that.
But I woke up today because I know we're going to get to the start of the Dirty Poll.
Yeah.
I know you're doing a different version this year. You are no longer going to do the weekly rankings.
Yeah, there's a lot of weeks in the season where nothing changes, and it's like, why are we doing this segment?
So this will be more like the selection committee.
Yeah.
Like once a month, we'll get
maybe
an
we can
update
retool the way we do it, but there's
for the
too many
seeds or
weeks where
whatever.
it's like, okay, here's the segment. Guess what? Number 12 is still number 12.
guess
Number
what?
11 is still number 11. Number 10
Nobody
is
got a game this week,
right.
so
There's
everybody
0
won. There
ranked
you go.
opponents, and nothing has changed at all. So maybe it's a once a month thing we revisit it, like at the end of the month after we get a little bit more of a sample size.
Well, it's your baby.
Yeah.
What you want to do with it, we do with it. We have a lot of things that each comes up with something, or we decide to not do something or do something, and we just kind of roll with it.
Yeah.
But I was excited because we start number 12 today as LSU, so we get to talk to our great friend Matt Moscona coming up at 7:27.
If we ask 5 questions, will we be sent a cease and desist? Did you not see that story while you were out? Are you unplugged on that one?
I was like,
The Jaden Daniels thing? Did you not?
I did read that. I was 2 days late to it, but I did read it, and I thought, this is bizarre.
LSU's now trolling him on social media.
Why does he care?
I don't
You have a
think it's
season
him.
that's pretty important in your career. Why do you care about what?
That was the takeaway. What are we doing
Yeah,
here? Why
I've
does
heard
this matter?
I heard it's his mom.
Well, anyways,
But
we can ask Matt about that.
Yes.
My whole thing is I basically woke up today charged up, and this isn't like new information I'm passing along. I have to tell you now, how many years are we into NIL transfer portal? Are we
4 or 5?
Are we 4 or 5?
Somewhere in that
Where
range.
it's been like fully on board, above board.
Let's
This
call
is how
it 4 for argument's sake.
Sure.
This has been the best, and this is not easy to say because I also understand everything, the landscape of the sport in my alma mater. But from a viewership sports fan standpoint, this is the most exciting college football of my life.
Yeah, I did a segment while you're out of how deep is your pool of teams that you think could, like, if I told you they won the national championship, you're not shocked. Not that, like, I'm not going to necessarily gamble on it, but, like, hey, if I tell you Texas A&M wins the national title, you're like, yeah, I guess I could see it.
You cannot look me in the eye and say you only think it's 5. And look,
no.
College football was great back in the day when it wasn't 12 teams, when the conferences were fully aligned right. For different reasons. This is just having the idea of not knowing who is going to be the elites of the elites and then who's going to live up to the hype, not live up to the hype.
Because somebody will flop, you know it.
You know, the amount of portal players that certain teams have, like, is there a team laying in the weeds that nobody is giving legitimate credit to maybe be 10-2 this year and shock the world? Like, I am just so excited for college football, and I don't think it's close. This era, no matter what you think about the conference stuff, this era of the sport has made the sport far more exciting than in years past ever.
Yes.
Because you don't know if Oregon's going to win.
No, they got a shot, but you don't know. It's not a guarantee.
You don't know if UCLA with their 42 transfers is going to go 10-2 with Bob Chesney. Like,
very well could.
You legitimately don't know.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting to think about Saturdays just meaning a little bit more than they already meant.
And the biggest question I have off of last year is Indiana the outlier or are they the rule? Like, will we start to see more of that where the right coach, the right combination, a veteran team, all kind of comes together? To your point, they come out of nowhere. Because last year in the preseason poll, where was Indiana ranked? They were number 20. So coming into that's the first time in the CFP era since 2014 that a team outside of the top 6 has won a national title from the preseason rankings.
Yep.
So we can laugh about preseason rankings.
Also, high school recruiting rankings were a thing, right? We didn't they outside the certain bubble.
Yes,
and they won
the first non-blue chip team to win a title. I think since Auburn, but they had Cam Newton, and so that was kind of the outlier there. And so yeah, the sport has never been more competitively balanced at the top, which is a wonderful thing for the end of the season.
Well, we got a loaded show today. Super excited to get it going. It's a Thursday, a Magic Hat Thursday. We start the Dirty Poll check-in at 7:27. Cafe Day, Dirt and Sprague. Let's get it going next. 105.1 The Fan.
FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by A&E Plumbing, Heating, and Air, serving Portland, Southwest Washington, and the Gorge, online at aneheatingandcooling.com. It's hard to stop a train. First on the Fan. Timbers coming up big for new manager Martí Cifuentes. They had a pair of second-half goals for a 3-1 result over San Diego FC. Tallies from Christopher Velda, Ari Lassiter, and David Da Costa. Portland now holds the final wildcard spot in the West, just 3 points out of 6th place. They'll face LAFC on the road this Saturday. They're still making deals in the NBA. Peyton Watson, part of a 4-way trade, sending him to Cleveland, where he's agreed to a 4-year, $88 million contract extension. Max Strus ending up with the Clippers. The Nuggets get forward Julian Reese plus a future first and second round pick. Week 2 of the NFL preseason begins tonight with a pair of games. 5 o'clock, Raiders visit the Texans on ESPN. At 7 o'clock on NFL Network, it's the Chargers and 49ers. I'm Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the
That's some audio of something we didn't get to yesterday. We'll dive into that coming up. We got the cafe right around the corner. Get your stomachs ready. You guys hungry? I had an ant infestation, so this morning I literally just had to deal with ants, and then I left.
They're
Didn't
back.
eat any food.
That time of year, man.
Dude, it's awful this year.
All over the place.
You trap them, you spray, they're gone. 2 weeks later, they're back, different spot.
The worst part of the ants, too, is that even when you smash one and kill one, what you're not supposed to do because it releases a scent is that scent, it stinks, it lingers.
It does. Sometimes you can really smell it.
And it's on your fingers, and then it's no good in the kitchen.
It's pretty terrible, so I'm starving, so we'll dive into the cafe coming up at 7. I did not have, in a predictions market, if you could Kalshi the next day's worth of radio programs.
Yeah, the topics for the show.
I would not have had at all on the show gambling page NBA trade.
We had an NBA trade yesterday.
We had an actually decent NBA trade. It wasn't some no name.
Hold on. Let's also acknowledge we were interested.
What?
We were interested.
This goes to the We Tried banner.
This is in our
Did somebody report that?
It is
I
out there.
saw
That
reports that the Watson
were interested.
were among teams.
Interested.
Who reported it?
I don't remember.
It better not be some Blazer.
No.
Blazer diehards 88.
No,
it was an official account.
Blazer Kings.
Yeah.
The Blazer diehards 44.
I don't remember where
It's
I saw
always some fan account who always tweets like they're a person and not a one with a name. It's always an odd thing.
I saw a joking tweet that was like, Portland was interested in Peyton Watson too. They were monitoring the market, and I had a good chuckle at that.
Well, here's the thing. So here's the trade. The Cavs, a couple weeks ago, I think it was, last week, 2 weeks ago, traded Dennis Schroeder randomly to the Charlotte Hornets.
Yes, they did.
Which is kind of involved in this. So it's a multi-team trade here. So the Cavs send Schroeder to the Hornets. The Nuggets send Peyton Watson, who they couldn't get a contract extension agreement with, to Cleveland. Cleveland sends Max Strus to the Clippers. And the Cavs will send a 2031 unprotected first-round pick and a 2032 second-round pick from the Kings to the Nuggets to complete the trade.
Yeah.
The Cavs will send Trey Mann and cash and a 2027 second-round pick from the Clippers to the Wizards for Cam Whitmore. And then the Wizards are sending Julian Reese to the Nuggets. You don't remember any of what I just said because it's kind of confusing to read.
Yeah.
The bulk of this is really about Peyton Watson. The Nuggets could not get an agreement with Peyton Watson, who is a young 6'8" wing, and they got an agreement in Cleveland for a 4-year, $88 million deal. Now, this to me is a very easy love this move for Cleveland.
Yeah.
Because Cleveland did not get LeBron to come back for a third time.
Nope.
Cleveland, many people thought they would kind of blow it up, and maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't, because they didn't look good in the East Finals, even though they were down 3-0. They were actually technically, analytically winning the series against the Knicks, according to
They basically
Kenny Atkinson.
swept New York in the Eastern Conference Finals.
But they didn't, and they lost, and yet I kind of like. Now, I haven't seen. They haven't reached an agreement with Harden yet, have they?
I don't remember if they have.
No.
I don't think they have because he opted out.
Yeah.
He opted out, and I'm not aware of a signing.
So
Now,
we'll
they
see what
might be
happens there.
waiting until they do all their other stuff.
Right, to get the numbers and crunch it all.
Yeah, still a unrestricted free agent.
I mean, I love the move because it's a swing. He's 23 years old. It's $22 million a year on average.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how nobody else, everybody else has to be thinking what I'm thinking, right? 6'8" wing for $22 million
That's all
a
it
year.
took?
That's
Yeah.
all it do we have a first?
Yeah.
We got a lot of
Do
them.
we have
yeah.
any
31
seconds?
first and a
We-
32
yeah.
second.
We got quite a few of them, yeah. And Denver didn't want anything in return other than draft compensation, which is a whole nother conversation about where is Denver
Well,
going.
they got a forward, but somebody
Hey, stop it.
never
Stop
heard
it.
of.
The report is that Denver did this because they want to sign DeRozan. And many people were like, what?
Have fun with that, man. If that's
Well,
the thing
they
you wanna
signed.
have
Yeah,
fun with
they
that.
signed Christian Brown. They gave him a big extension.
They have no money. They're in cap hell right now.
Because they gave Brown the
They
contract.
gave him
like
the
a year
contract,
ago.
which was a bad deal. You have Jokic, you have Murray, and you still have Gordon under
Gordon
the
can't
contract.
stay healthy.
No.
Murray's battled injuries.
Yeah.
It's just an odd. Denver fans are pissed because they didn't want to lose what Watson might become. Everybody deals with the same thing of the young player.
Right.
He might be even better than we think.
Can't trade Shaden Sharp. Look at that.
Exactly. You can't tell me the ethos of Joe Cronin is get wings, athletic 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" guys who can play multiple positions, and then he goes and gets a 6-foot point guard who weighs 148 pounds, who's making his threes in the offseason with nobody guarding him. And then tell me from the ownership standpoint, no, I'll spend to win.
Yeah.
I spend to win. Okay, you're not in the tax.
Nope.
Peyton Watson might have helped this team. I think if we got Peyton Watson, it'd be pretty big.
Hey, look at that. We got a nice little player, 6'8". He's not a guard. You can play him at the small forward. Gives you some length and some versatility.
I think the $88 million would have put you in the tax. So, I keep hearing that
Yeah.
Tommy Two Nickels is willing to spend to win, and then Joe Cronin's ethos is 6'6" to 6'10" guys. Well, all he did was 6 centers and 6 point guards. So, I got to admit.
That averages out to 6'6", 6'7". 7 feet, 6 feet.
I am obviously a little bothered that we didn't do this. We have all the necessary things to make this trade happen for us, and we didn't do it.
It kind of sums up the entire offseason, does it not? It's funny because we play a lot of promos on our station, and some of them are not always updated or changed in a very timely manner.
I hate the promos. I got to be honest with you. Let's say it out loud. We got promos that are running from 7 months ago.
It creates really funny content bits, though, like this, where there's still promos playing of if the John Morant move's the last move, I don't like it, but it's the first move, so I love it because those are still playing. Because at the time, what did we all say? Oh, there's got to be more. There's got to be more.
John Tonje.
There's got to be more here.
Brendan Carlson.
This is just the beginning of their offseason. Guys, calm down. There's going to be more. And then they signed some G Leaguers that nobody's ever heard of before and called it a wrap. That was it. When you had guys like Peyton Watson who were available. So, I don't know what the exact scenario would have been had you have traded for him, what you would have had to give up. If there was a player involved, just draft picks involved, you obviously would have increased your salary and probably gone over the threshold. I don't know enough about their numbers, but I'm assuming a $22 million a year extension for a 6'8" young wing would have probably put you in that camp. It sums up the offseason perfectly. What is the plan here? And this is where I'm so excited for the Moda Center to hopefully continue on some positive momentum, get that deal locked up. So this is the main thing we're again yelling about. We spent 4 years building a model of a roster that we tore down in one off season when you told me that was the entire plan all along was length, size, versatility, and defense. And in one off season,
I don't think we tore it all down.
I mean, you traded 2 of your wings, which I'm not upset about you trading those 2 wings.
Yeah, people wanted one gone, and the other one is barely going to be in the league for 4 more years.
Who's your backup 3?
Shaden.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that length?
No,
is that defense?
No.
Okay. Is that versatility?
From a jumping standpoint, he can do a lot of
that
dunks.
was the MO for 4 years of what we're trying to build. Now, maybe I'm being too extreme that you haven't torn it all down, but you knocked a couple of the bottom bricks off.
No,
we got 5 guards and 7 centers on our roster.
I'm agreeing with you to a point. They haven't torn it down, but
outside of Kamara, who was our lengthy, switchy, rangy defender?
Drew.
Okay.
Drew is sneaky lengthy. He can
Sure.
play.
He can
three
play
positions.
to the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Carlson.
Who?
Potter.
Is Carlson, is that a real person? Or are you throwing,
Brendan Carlson. That's a center.
You throwing fake names at me now?
No, that was the Oklahoma City guy. Yeah. Micah Potter. That sounds fake. That will always sound like not an NBA
related name. To Harry.
Well,
he's a Gryffindor.
What you hear, this is what I've heard for like 5 years now.
Micah Potter's a cross-country runner. Come on.
He absolutely is. You nailed that.
From Jesuit.
I've heard this for 5 years. When they don't get a player that makes sense, I always hear, well, they tried.
They gave it a shot.
That's
tried. Why I chuckled when I saw him. I don't know what it was. Portland was interested. Of course we were.
If you threw 2 firsts at Denver,
of course we were.
They're taking that deal over a second, even though they're trading him within the conference.
Yep.
Because Denver clearly said, we don't think you're worth it enough to. They're already like a second apron team.
Yes.
And Denver doesn't. And Kroenke, willing to pay for the Rams, many people noting, like, hasn't always been willing to do that in Denver.
Nope.
And so, like, it's just fascinating to me that this trade happens. It's not shocking he gets traded. They clearly couldn't
Is it his son or his son-in-law that's the president of basketball operations?
I think it's his son.
Josh Kroenke.
They're
or
all
something?
Kroenkes are running it. It's, to me, like, that would have been a great – talk about a great cap off of your offseason.
Hey, Ja Morant.
Think whatever you want about Ja and whether he will or will not. Ja and Peyton Watson – with a couple role guys, filler, like that's a good offseason. You're not winning the West with that, but that's upside on a 23-year-old for $22 a year. That's barely more than you paid Ant.
Get some length, get some versatility.
And then you did a low-value swing trade on a point guard who was at once thought to maybe be one of the faces of the league.
Yeah, take a flyer on a guy, whatever. I have no issue with the Ja Morant trade.
I would have said, what a little summer. It turned out negative, annoying, negative to, hey, man, the funding got approved. Hey, man, they're talking now about the renovations. Hey man. And you added a 23-year-old 6'8" wing. You can't keep giving me, and this is more to the media, not the team, this crap about they tried. It takes two tango. It's like, I'm done believing all of that crap. Make a trade happen.
At some point, you got to do something. And the biggest question about them remains outside of, the funding of the arena, but from a basketball standpoint, you still have a treasure trove of pieces in your arsenal.
And maybe they're, what are you going
to do with
the next deadline?
Next deadline.
You wait
Wait till the deadline. Well, let's see how this plays out. Then we'll go get our switchable 3-4 guy. Like that, the reality of the assets that you have has not changed. And it's the biggest $1 million question. Are you just going to let that string out and you get some rookie contracts in here? And are we just drafting guys in 28, 29, 30, 31?
Watch those Bucks picks, man. Right? I'm telling you, it's in their DNA to want to use those picks.
I mean, the value of a top 10 pick, you just can't get rid of it because it might turn into Scoot Henderson. So that's the $1 million question with them right now. Or are you eventually going to actually do something big? But I will say this, after another offseason of believing, this could be the offseason, never again. I'll believe it when I see it. Never again will I go into an offseason thinking, you know what?
But Giannis was going to sign the extension.
I think this is the offseason we do. I promise you. Mark my words, Rip City. I make that commitment to you. Never again will that be the thought.
Am I ultimately wrong or right about my take from Dundon's presser that they're going to make a move? Because they did technically make a sizable move. It just wasn't the position or
it's a weird thing where like both sides can argue.
Right.
Both sides can make an argument that they're right. But if I would have told you that quote unquote big trade didn't include a single draft pick, would you have counted it a big trade?
If you told me it was Ja Morant, I would have said in name recognition, but not
it's a big trade, right?
Roster helps thing.
And who knows? Maybe we look up at the All-Star break and the guy's averaging 30 points per game and he's in the MVP conversation. We say, damn, Joe, you cooked. That was awesome. Or maybe he shoots 19% from three and plays 17 games this year.
Yeah, but his threes are going in. I see the videos online. There's nobody guarding him.
We could go either way right now. Either way.
Let's get to an audio clip we didn't get to yesterday, and we'll get to it next on 105.1 The Fan. God, I was excited about college football, and I got pissed off again by the Blazers in action.
Yeah, City Sissoko getting chimed in as a...
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, thank you for that.
You
I
got
appreciate the reminder.
There's not just one or two, I get it. But to your point on the ethos, it isn't quite the same as it was.
Yeah. Robert saying, I feel annoyed the lack of excitement getting Ja. You guys brush him off every time. No.
That's not true at all.
That's not remotely true. No. I'm just telling you, if you went into the offseason with the expectation that this team specifically was going to address the area we all know they need, and, by the way, the general manager in his opening press conference said, this is the most important area for us.
Right.
And then got Ja Morant.
Yeah.
You'd say, oh, it's a big name. But you'd also go, what?
Huh?
Because you have Drew, Dame, Scoot. Like, it's just, look, I think two things can be true. I understand the low swing value of the trade, and it's an odd decision to make.
Yes, from a on-court fit standpoint. A lot of questions linger on how that's all going to work
Not
out.
everything, by the way, needs to be roses. It's okay to say, my team is doing very weird things that I don't like.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're a bad fan. It doesn't mean your team is inept or incapable of winning games. I'm just talking from a roster positional standpoint. It is a very odd roster on paper. May very well prove within the first 2 months of the season, all of this was the right decision.
Yeah,
and
maybe they actually do the trade at the deadline.
Let's
sure.
not hold our breath here.
I'm not going to predict it.
But my whole point is to simply say, not necessarily to this person, I always find it odd. We get it on the text, we get the YouTubes once in a while. I always will find it odd. Sports fans that can't criticize their teams at all. Everything's great. Every player's great. I was told Delano Banton couldn't be let go, and he's sitting on the bench in street clothes. Seattle Mariner fan told me, like, here we go, and now they're depressed because they're losing games 22-0. Like, it's okay to criticize your team. I don't know why this is a controversial thing, and not that this city is any different. You face this in every city with every sports team, but it's always interesting that if you're critical or question, you're just viewed as the most negative person ever. And I criticize my NFL team every day. We're old. I'm wondering what's Oregon State doing. I have no idea. I don't feel amazing about their season and their prospects.
I'm ready for Oregon to be in a tight ball game in the second half against Boise State and freaking out mentally and emotionally.
And guess what? You'll be wondering about Dan Lanning.
What the hell are we doing here?
Is Dan Lanning incapable of coaching at this moment?
Come on, guys.
So it's like, it's not a diminishing job per se. It's just you have to acknowledge it was an odd move given what the roster construction currently was.
You have to acknowledge that both sides of this coin can be true. On the one hand, and we have said this from day one, buying low on Ja Morant is a move that I'm not upset about at all. Take a flyer on a guy, it costs you a guy who can't make a shot in a game and one of the worst contracts in the NBA. No issue with the trade whatsoever.
Yeah.
When you sell me that is your big offseason move, that's when it becomes a different conversation. Now, again, to the point, maybe it ends up being that big move. Maybe Ja Morant is the Ja Morant of 5 years ago, and he looks like the face of the NBA again. That's not a guarantee. We don't know how that's going to pan out. And so I have no issue with the trade in a vacuum. But from a basketball standpoint fit, it doesn't make a ton of sense. And we all thought at the end of the offseason with your, cachet of weapons, you're going to go make something big happen. And they didn't necessarily do that until we see what Ja Morant looks like.
Speaking of the Blazers, didn't get to this audio yesterday. Merritt Paulson, the owner of the Timbers, who are now 1-0 under the new manager,
Marty Cifuentes.
1-1.
What?
Well, come on.
They lost Sunday on the road at Chicago Fire.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me one of the tournament games, because then they got smoked in one of the tournament games.
No.
They're 1-0 in their first home match.
There you go.
Hey, Marty Fuentes.
They're on a one-game win streak.
Cifuentes?
Cifuentes. Martí Cifuentes.
I say this is a joke. Careful, watch your wife. A guy with that name?
Yeah.
That's just sex appeal right there.
I mean, it just rolls off the
Marty, we've already determined.
Martí.
Cool-ass name.
Yeah.
Cifuentes.
Martí with an I.
Oh,
I hope he says that when he
love
walks out of every room he's in.
Like
as he
an
closes the
accent
door.
I, an accent
That
I?
I don't know.
Martí.
Martí.
If there's any little,
Well, here's Merritt Paulson. He was doing a press conference for Marty Cifuentes, and he was asked about the Blazers and the Moda Center deal, and here's what Merritt Paulson had to say.
First of all, the Blazers can't move. I mean, they are massively critical to the culture and the economic vitality of the city of Portland. End stop. Period. That's first and foremost. Secondly, when you buy a team, you're not just investing in a league, you're not just investing in a franchise, you're investing in the city, you're investing in a community, and that's essential. I don't care, look, I'm local, right? I in a perfect world, you live where you own a team, in my opinion. It doesn't always need to be that way. My kids were born and bred here. They're native Oregonians. I moved here in 2007. I felt that was important. Everybody doesn't need to do that. But we've got a 100-year-old stadium, as you said, and we put in $145 million of private money into renovations, and it still needs a lot more work. So that's not a criticism of anything, but all that said, look, I'm a believer in Portland long term. I continue to be a believer in Portland long term, but this needs to be a wake-up call for the county, in the city, in the state, to make this region a region that's attractive to invest in, a region where businesses, small, medium, and the very few large businesses we even have here, that can succeed and do well. So I guess those would be my thoughts.
Yeah, so there's Merritt Paulson. I thought he nailed it. I thought that was a great answer to everything. You need to care about the fans and the community.
Yep.
We need to invest as a city, and this needs to be a wake-up call that our city right now is not the most inviting business climate out there.
No, I got some stuff for the Magic Hat later in the show that'll kind of tie all this stuff together because it's too good to get to now. I want to save it for the hat. I also think he is angling for future expansion.
Well, why do you feel that way when he's telling you how much they have privately invested? Do you think that's part of it?
I think that's part of his message. Like, hey, when we did our full East Side expansion, which was about $140 million, I want to say somewhere in that ballpark. That was privately financed. City and county need to wake up, because he then added in the same answer that there's more to do here. And I think if you're looking around, you're saying the Blazers are getting a lot of public money. The Timbers have, over the years, received different tax breaks on ticket sales or, certain things to make the stadium modified back in the day. They've received millions of dollars in money from the city over the years. But, yeah, I think this is part of his plan of saying we need more work here. And they're a vital, important part of our city. Look at the game last night. I didn't watch the entire thing, but I had about 30 minutes of the game on. It was packed. The Blazers were in town. It was another great example of what they bring, especially to this pocket of town. It was great. So I have no issue with what he said at all. I'm glad that as an owner in this city, he's decided to make it his home, and he's always felt like a native son for that reason.
Loaded second hour of the radio program. Kick it off with the Cafe. Cafe Day, Dirt and Sprague, Hour 2 on Portland Sports Leader 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, goals from Ari Lassiter and David DaCosta in the second half. The difference to give Marty Cifuentes his first MLS victory as Timbers manager, 3-1 over San Diego FC. That puts Portland alone in the ninth and final wildcard slot in the Western Conference. They're only 3 points out of sixth place. They hit the road Saturday to take on LAFC. NBA trade going down Wednesday evening. Peyton Watson on his way from Denver to Cleveland, part of a 4-team deal. He's also agreed to a 4-year, $88 million contract extension. Max Strus will end up with the Clippers. The Nuggets get forward Julian Reese and a future first and second round pick. Week 2 of the NFL preseason begins tonight with a pair of games. 5 o'clock on ESPN, the Raiders visiting the Texans. 7 o'clock on the NFL Network, it's the Chargers and 49ers. I'm Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the
5-1, The Fan and the Fan Sports Network. Good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. Got quite a bit of notes in the NFL. Camp yesterday was camping.
Lots going on.
We got injuries. We got contracts.
Got those joint practices, and
Yeah.
that tends to start to generate all sorts of things.
The Seahawks are just bringing in every DB with a popular name. We got a lot of NFL stuff we could talk about today.
Got 2 games tonight, too, by the way. Both of them you can watch. One's on ESPN, one's on the NFL Network.
Which one's ESPN?
The Texans
first one.
Raiders.
Oh, okay. The Niners.
That, I
Chargers
believe,
is
starts
on.
at 5?
Yeah, it's a 5.
5, and then the other one starts at 7, I think.
Chargers,
Niners, 7
Yeah.
o'clock.
Purdy's going to play
NFL
in that. So.
He is. You're going to get some starters in both games.
Is Herbert going to play?
I don't know the answer to that. But we'll get to see Mendoza in the first game.
Yeah.
Malik Benson, I talked about this while you're out. He's getting first-team reps. He's
Dude, they're
looking really good at camp.
liking Malik Benson.
So
and
it's kind of a
Raider
fun little local angle to keep an eye on.
camp. Loaded second hour. Matt Moscona is going to join us coming up at the bottom of the hour to start our Dirty Poll preview. They are number 12.
LSU, the Tigers.
According to one Andy Dirt Johnson, so we'll get to him coming up at the bottom. I want to remind you guys, Binary Brewing and The Fan have teamed up for the only Fan IPA available for limited time. Taste the Fan with Binary Brewing's signature West Coast IPA. Go to Binary Brewing's Beaverton location. Ask them about their OnlyFans. So good. Only the Fan and Binary Brewing can pull it off. Loaded second hour. Let's step into the cafe. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
A lot on the menu in the cafe.
A lot on the menu today. The special, and I think I'm just going to order it because I'm starving and it sounds amazing. I'm getting the chicken fried steak and eggs.
So
Yeah.
you're not messing around this morning.
No.
I got no issue with
Yeah.
that.
Hash browns and toast.
There you go.
We're in.
Yeah.
It's
You getting
that
country
simple.
gravy on
You
that
want
chicken
country
fried
gravy?
Give me
steak?
everything, dude. Just get it all.
Yeah.
Put it all on my plate. Mix it together.
Ask you a quick breakfast question.
Yeah, fire away.
So when I go to breakfast restaurants, we went to a place in San Diego. My daughter ordered the biscuits and gravy. Mm-hmm. I'm always hesitant, but what I have done is I do something my dad taught me, which he actually taught me something very late in life. He always asks for a sample of the gravy because the gravy
makes the
That
dish.
makes- yeah.
Sometimes the gravy can be gross.
Yeah,
You're like,
or it's
crap.
runny, or it's too liquidy, or it's
So he just gets a little sample dish, and he just asks to try it.
Yeah, because good gravy can save maybe an
Everything.
overcooked or dry.
yeah. If you
biscuit.
get good gravy, the whole meal's solid. I don't care about the rest.
And my daughter didn't do this. I've told her about it. She ended up liking the gravy, thankfully.
Okay.
But my wife has given me a lot of grief about doing this. She thinks it's very, I don't know if rude is the right term, but she thinks it's odd that I do this request.
I mean, I see both sides of the argument. I would ask, is that the only thing you do it food-wise for? Because there's
It is.
a lot of stuff I'd like to try before
the only
ordering
thing.
the food, and that's the only one you do.
Literally the only thing.
We do need more of that in society. I have a really hard time deciding what to order at restaurants, and I feel like I'm a bad orderer. Like I end up getting something, and I'm like, damn it, why did I get that? That wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And if you gave, like we do this at ice cream, if I go get a scoop of ice cream, I have the ability to say, hey, can I try the chocolate?
Yeah, they give you the
hey,
little
can I try
tiny
the vanilla?
spoon.
Hey, can I try the
You
peanut butter?
do that at a
right?
tap house. There's
At
some
a tap house, yeah.
different beer.
Ooh,
They
I
give
like
you a
that
little
one. Give me that
taster.
IPA. So to your point,
I think I'm right.
why don't we do this for more food options?
I'm
like,
with
hey,
you.
if I want a pasta, can I get a little nibble of your sauce? How is it?
The sauce, yeah, give me the
Is it
sauce.
I don't need the
Yeah.
noodle. Just give me
Yes.
a little scoop of sauce. Just let me taste it and see what it's like.
Well, good morning. Welcome to the cafe. Let's get it going.
Looking at the video, the view from where the camera was pointing straight down the line, from what it looked like, I mean, it was to the right of the yellow and the pole, so I thought it was fair. But what I was told is in order to overturn a call, you need to have 2 camera angles to confirm it. But the best view, there's the only view that shows ball fair fouls, the one down the line, but no other camera angle is available. So video room ruled it foul. Umpire obviously called it foul initially. It is what it is. I mean, the video room and umpire at third base, I mean, they called it foul. That's the only opinions that really matter. And kudos to them for responding, breaking the tie that next half inning, and kudos to Hedrick for making some really tough pitches after a loud strike one. I mean, they executed and they bear down and they got it done, and we didn't. Obviously, that's a really defining call in the game, but you got to, when adversity is faced, you got to push past it, move through it.
That's Pete Alonso postgame. O's drop one to the Yanks. 7th inning, he hits what looks like the go-ahead home run. I've seen the replay 3 times. That's a fair ball. I don't know how they found any angle that says otherwise, but they ruled it foul. Yanks end up winning 5-3.
I saw a separate camera angle, and again, it's all about, is that camera dead straight down the foul line, or is it slightly angled?
It's ludicrous that we even need to ask that question.
I know.
It's
But I did
2026.
see, they showed another camera angle, and I can't remember if it was quick pitch or what I was watching.
Put a laser line. If the ball touches or
Yeah.
goes over,
we have
then
the
should know.
ability to challenge a pitch, a ball or strike, and get a review on it in 2
within
seconds
a half
now.
an inch.
I know.
Okay, walk away and ball. Okay, that's how quick. How do we not have that ability for home runs?
I don't know.
I don't
Like,
know.
this is
especially over the foul pole.
This
So
is
when
the
it goes-
NFL with the first down marker
Yeah,
stuff,
it
and you're like,
really
it's
is.
2026. How do we not
go.
know if it's a first down or not? Get a no card out, get the chains out. What is it, 1973?
Order up. There's Naylor, who popped out the first pitch he saw. Hits that one fair and down the line, and it kicks off the wall. 2 more coming home. Rosarena scores, Canzone scores, Naylor drives in 2, and just like that, it is 7-0 Mariners.
Well, hey, Mariners responded from a 22-0 shellacking. Mariner TV on the call there. Josh Naylor with the 2-run single. That made it 7-0. They ended up winning 7-5.
held
Brewers
on.
made this a little uncomfortable at the end.
How many people thought they were going to blow the game?
I mean,
Most people.
When it was 7-0 in the second inning.
7-0 in the second. and you're
Immediately
like,
7-2, then it's 7-3,
Yeah.
then it's 7-5. But they held on and got a win.
Order up.
0-2. Gone. That matches the Monet Davis record by a girl at the Little League World Series. The 1-1. Stays outside right field. That's going to play to run. Now it gets by Quintero. They're going to score both runs as Heinzman comes in. All the way to third base goes Workman. And Tacoma breaks through first on an RBI and then an error to make it 2-0.
Yeah, there's Carl Ravitch, Little League World Series. We had some really cool drama and records being made. Kinley Rasmus is a pitcher for Phoenix
City, Alabama.
Okay. Thank you.
Not Phoenix, Arizona?
No.
Okay, Phoenix City, Alabama.
It's
ENIX. No O.
So Phoenix, Alabama comes close. She tied the record, as you heard there, were most strikeouts for a girl in the Little League World Series with Monet Davis.
That's pretty remarkable.
And then as soon as they took her out.
Yeah, she reached her pitch limit. It was scoreless. They had to go to an
Yeah.
extra inning in the 7th.
And Tacoma took
And then
advantage.
Tacoma got 2 in the top of
You
the
don't
7th.
mess with the Compton in the Little League World Series. You
do
stay out
not.
of the way. When the Compton's coming down the tracks, you move out of the way, Phoenix City, Alabama.
I have found myself rooting for Tacoma.
Are we
and I hope
watching
they
the Little
do.
League World Series?
Not much.
Okay.
I
I was
flipped
asking.
over to that game. It was like 2 in the afternoon.
not surprise me.
There was.
I just saw
yeah.
that she tied the record. I
Yeah,
thought
it's
that
very
was
cool. And go Tacoma, man. Do we have an Oregon team in, or are we already out?
The Washington beat Oregon twice in the Northwest Regional.
Ooh, that hurts.
Real moments you don't see all that often from San Diego, and it still works out in their favor, although it is Kamal Miller who's able to get to it. Now to Velda. Velda overlapping run from Forey. Will play Forey. Forey in, chance to shoot, plays it across! Blasted or goal! Jimmer Forey, his 4th assist of the season. Ari Lassiter scores, and the Timbers are back in front in the 51st minute.
There's Fletcher Johnson, Timbers Radio, heard here on The Fan.
That goal was gorgeous.
3-1. They beat the San Diego soccer team. San Diego
San Diego FC.
Yeah, San Diego blows. You got to beat San Diego. They stink.
They were tied with They came in tied with Seattle and San Diego for the last wild card spot. Both Seattle and San Diego lost last night.
Suck it. We took care of it.
I love that you're like, San Diego blows, and Sprague's like, well, they were tied for the last
Well, they're 12th in the tables. I'm looking at the tables. They're 12th.
Yeah, they are now.
Yeah.
They were all Portland and Seattle and San Diego
buddy.
all tied starting play yesterday.
They play at Snapdragon, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you right now, straight up, Snapdragon Stadium is an absolute piece of crap.
Oh, really?
Piece of crap stadium.
It looked bad. I remember when the NFL was playing down there.
And nobody there likes it.
Yeah.
I asked a few locals, and then I had a local with me, and they were like, it's terrible to be in.
They all had a chance to vote to redo the Murph to keep the Chargers, and they didn't want to pay the money. So,
I mean, that's not,
there you go, San Diego.
Dean Spanos
Stay
is
classy.
also a big D. Let's also acknowledge
Let's
that.
not
too,
act
but
like
yeah.
NFL owners don't have money to help in those endeavors, but yeah, I guess you could say that.
He just looks so much like you expect from a leader and a real quarterback. Just really interacting with all of his teammates throughout practice. And then the practice was it was crisp. It was sharp. Getting plays in, getting plays out, getting to the line of scrimmage, the motions, the shifts. Like they had refs out there, but there weren't many flags being thrown. Like it was really, really sharp. And that relationship between Ben, that man right there, and Caleb Williams, I think will take another step just because the familiarity, second year in the system, more comfortable under center, and then just interacting with a lot of teammates that were new at this time last year, and how well he really relates to them all this year.
There's our great friend Brian Baldinger on ESPN Radio on seeing Caleb Williams in person. Another media member went to Chicago, and they claim he's thinner, he's faster, he's more dangerous.
Ooh, I mean, he had a great year last year. Saying some wonky misses and accuracy issues at times. That's this one thing that he's got to improve on, because the completion percentage for an NFL quarterback should not be below 60 if you're a top of the end starter in the league, which I think he has the capability to become. So if he can improve on that, really, there's no other questions of Caleb Williams. His turnovers aren't necessarily a problem. He has shown the ability to make the explosive play while also playing within the framework of the offense. And so if that completion percentage comes up a little bit, man, like the big expectations. Ben Johnson says they want to be the highest scoring offense in the history of the NFL.
I have something I don't know if we'll get to today or tomorrow, but like I've been thinking about that quarterback class and which one we would bet has the best season. Because there's some really good candidates involved.
I mean, Drake
there.
May damn near just won the MVP. Bo Nix was in the AFC title game. Caleb Williams, people would probably say is best right now. Jaden Daniels is a total question mark because he did not play last year. And so do you get year one or do you get year two? Yeah, it's a fascinating class to look at. My vote's on J.J. McCarthy, though.
We had nobody in transition. This guy is a dynamo in transition. We had nobody that could get back on defense or sprint the length of the court. Last year, this is very different. Peyton Watson could do all of those things, and that was something they were desperately missing.
Do they really think they can compete this year then? Or is this a signal to the fans that we're getting ready for the future even with the players we have now?
I think they think this is a little bit of both. I think based on that month that he put together last year, and then unfortunately he was not able to play in the playoffs, and some people in Denver were calling him a quitter, and people were saying he was putting his contract and his free agency, potential free agency, was a restricted free agency, ahead of the team. Well, isn't that something a lot of guys would do? Like that's the delicate balance of that. Obviously, that did not scare the Cavs off by any means. I do think that he can help them in the interim, and he's projecting long term as a big time wing force that can also play the four.
There's Ken Carman and Anthony Lima on 92.3 The Fan Morning Show. Peyton Watson, we discussed this in the first hour, traded to the Cavs, 23-year-old 6'8 wing, and I completely agree. I don't think this is a signal they're restarting. Why can you just not add a good player who's young?
No,
with Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, and just I don't think they're a title team per se, but like they're going to be good, and it's nice to be good.
Yeah, I mean, the Eastern Conference the last 2 years has delivered a team that nobody really picked at the start of the year to win it. Like New York maybe was a little more picked than Indiana, but let's not sit here and act like at the start of the playoffs we all thought New York was going to buzzsaw their way to an NBA championship. And so the Eastern Conference has delivered some surprises. As long as you're relying on Harden come postseason time, I'm just not going to believe that you'll probably do it. But why can't he help you win? He averages 15 a game. Like it's a nice thread the needle of either side. If we need to trade Mitchell at some point, we can. If Harden opts out, that's fine. We got a good young player. Or if they're both back, we got a player who can help us win now.
Rory, Scotty was asked about the possibility of live guys coming back and whether they bring value, in your opinion. Are there guys, if it goes away, that should be allowed back?
I mean, I'd argue, have they brought value to live? You know, I think PJ Tour is in a really good spot.
There's Rory McIlroy at the FedEx press conference as the second tournament's underway. And
please put Rahm and Rory in the same group the first time they're in a tournament.
Is Brooks the only one he likes of the group?
I mean, he's got a great relationship with Rahm from Ryder. I mean, they've been Ryder Cup teammates and grown up playing together forever.
So who is this directed at? Dustin Johnson?
No, I think it's an idea of how deep down do you want to reach? Like, Rahm will get an invite back. He's a major champion. Bryson will get an invite back. He's a major champion. Anybody else?
But we know... Well, we know who he's talking about there. That's not Patrick Reed. They're asking him the value of the top-end guy.
See, and I disagree a little bit with that because the league is going to fully crumble. Like, there's no doubt that Bryson and Rahm are going to be back on the PGA Tour, unless Bryson wants to be an idiot and play on YouTube.
Rahm paid, right? Didn't he pay the fee?
I mean, it's not official yet, but that's all the reporting is that he will do it.
They've done back channels. They've got a thing.
There's a lot more guys than that, though. Like, that's where this becomes an interesting conversation of, like, we're not creating Taylor Gooch, you don't have a spot anymore. Tyrrell Hatton, you're funny, you get upset. Like, you don't bring value to the PGA Tour.
But if I crapped on a podcast network you did on the side while we hosted together, and I said, did any of them bring value to that podcast network? You would take that as a direct shot from me to you, wouldn't you?
I probably would. I'd also hope I would have the understanding of nobody watched. I know that nobody watched. Nobody downloaded my podcast,
streamed.
so you're not wrong. I mean, this is where it's a really weird spot for golf to be because there's a lot of guys. The tour is going to change in a year or two. You're going to have the Tier 1 and the Tier 2, and how many guys do you give spots to? Do you make them go play on the DP World Tour? Are you taking away spots from guys who have earned that spot? Like, it's a weird conundrum. The major champions will be fine. They'll get a pathway back. But other than that, Rory's 100% right.
Order up! Yeah, I would say that it is tough. However, everything that is tough, you wouldn't want something to be easy. If it's tough, it's worth it, and that's why it works at the highest level. And it's great because the teammates, we rely on each other. They rely on the receivers to make the right timing and right route. The receivers rely on the quarterback to throw in the correct timing. The linemen rely on the quarterback to get it out on time. The quarterback rely on the lineman to give them that time to throw it. And then the tight end, I mean, there's so many different variables of it, and when we all rely on each other, I believe it makes us closer. And when we become one oiled unit, and we have all this synergy and become a dynamic ecosystem where we're evolving together, playing on time, be able to make, and then still make some off-schedule plays, but mostly playing on time, then that's what teams in this system take the next level.
That is number one pick, Fernando Mendoza, who I believe is going to be an absolute unit in the NFL.
A well-oiled unit.
Well, I love that he wanted to say well-oiled, but he said oiled well unit, and he had to pivot out of that. He is great to listen to. He's clearly a funny dude, but I'm excited to watch him play. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. And I listened to Kevin Clark yesterday. I thought he made a great point. The idea they're going to sit him all year is idiotic.
Of course they're not going to sit him all year.
But they also addressed and did things that other franchises just chose not to. Like Tennessee just hung Cam Ward out to dry, and now guess what Cam Ward's doing? He's struggling as he's trying to work into the Dayball system. The Raiders address their offensive line problems.
Yeah.
People think that their weapons are going to be a little better this year.
Better receiving core.
Offensive-minded head coach.
Offensive-minded head coach.
Bowers can stay healthy.
I think you look at the Raiders and you say, Week 4, 5, let's get Mendoza in there and get this thing going.
Yeah, this is where the college bygones are bygones. How do you not root for this guy? He is so authentically himself, and it's an absolute dweeb and a nerd or whatever phrasing you want to come up with.
He's a big dork the way Andrew Luck was.
Dude, this is a different... Andrew Luck would read books on cement. This feels a little bit different to me, but to the point, though, I think we can appreciate people who are authentically themselves.
Yeah.
And this was always an issue, like a random name. Like Russell Wilson was always this. There was always a vibe about him that he didn't feel like he was being himself.
I don't know who he...
He doesn't know who he is, and that was the problem, right? I don't think his teammates knew who he was. Like, if that's in your quarterback room and your offensive room, I love playing with that guy, man.
Yeah.
He had his post-practice press conferences have become much-watched TV for me every day. He had one about making mistakes, and he was like, I wish I had a couple of plays back. You know what? In fact, I don't, because those mistakes I'd learned from. He corrected himself in real time.
He's right, though.
I'm eating this up, dude. I'm rooting like hell for him. The Raiders have been irrelevant for so long, and I'm hoping that he's successful.
We have to go to start the Dirty Poll preview with Matt Moscona at the bottom of the hour. I have to play this. There is nobody in college football with a better setup. You can give me other names at other universities. Lenora Sellers might be winning college football. Take a listen.
Got a couple off-topic questions for you. With your degree, are you pretty close to finishing that up? Or?
Yeah, so I'm done with all my classes. I just got my internship this semester, so that's all I'm doing.
Okay, what is your internship here?
I'm doing party, just facility management, stuff like that, cutting grass, picking up balls, little stuff like that.
If you can't catch what that is, he works at a golf course.
He's graduated and he just works at a golf course.
His internship is just working at a golf course while he plays quarterback.
Yeah. These are the stories that I'm always jealous of, dude.
This.
You get them from campus from time to time where it's like a guy's graduated, he's just taking billiards this term. It's like he goes every Tuesday and
Matt
plays.
Liner had ballroom dancing one of the years
for
at
like an
USC.
hour every Tuesday. You go play pool, and you're like, all right, that's it. I'm done. See you later.
All right, there we go. Cafe. Order up. Day Dirt and Sprague. We do it every day at 7. Coming up next, let's Dirty Poll preview. Number 12, according to one Anteater Johnson, the Lane Train and LSU. Matt Moscona joins us coming up next on 105.1 The Fan.
Time to open the door to the Blazers. This is the Blazers Report, brought to you by Ponderosa Garage Doors, Portland's repair and installation experts.
He has always liked Portland. He and his predecessor, David Stern, even when I was a young congressman, always said Portland's a classy city. I think he's going to do everything he can to make sure that we get a fair shake, A, and B, that he thinks a fair shake is keeping the team here.
There's a politician that's been a politician longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
Ron Wyden, Senator Ron Wyden, with our buddy Wright Gazaway on K2, talking about Adam Silver and the NBA and their love for Portland.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's been the sentiment from the city and the state, that they've gotten word from Silver of like, you pass the funding, we'll make sure this thing gets through. We haven't heard anything about the negotiations, which to me is a very good sign that it's not being negotiated publicly right now.
This Blazer Report brought to you by Ponderosa Garage Doors, where they take service to new heights. Call Ponderosa today or visit them online at ponderosagaragedoors.com.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Timbers come up big for new manager Martí Cifuentes. They get a pair of second-half goals for a 3-1 result over San Diego FC. Tallies from Christopher Velda, Ari Lassiter, and David DaCosta. Portland now in the final wildcard spot in the Western Conference, 3 points out of 6th place. They're on the road Saturday taking on LAFC. Week 2 of the NFL preseason gets underway tonight. A pair of games at 5, the Raiders and Texans on ESPN. At 7 o'clock on NFL Network, it's the Chargers and 49ers. First round of the BMW Championships underway from Bellerive Country Club just outside St. Louis, the second of the 3 FedEx Cup playoff events. Early going, 4 players, even under par. Scotty Scheffler will tee off at 11:30 this morning. I'm Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom, call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This
Again, hello, happy Thursday. It's a great little morning out here. Hope you're doing well. Hope your commute's going all right. Are you hanging with us? Thank you for hanging out. Dirt and Sprague on 105.1 The Fan. Fan text line's 503-864-6326. It is the kickoff of something very special to us.
We're 12 shows away from week 1 beginning.
And that's why we do it. We have the 12 ranked teams in college football, according to my co-host, Andy Dirt Johnson. He calls it the Dirty Poll. And number 12 today is the LSU Tigers with the new head coach.
Yes.
Lane Kiffin.
Could not rank them number 5. We might have gotten a cease and desist if we put them number 5 in the preseason poll.
Well, I want to start there, and our great guest, our great guest, Matt Moscona. You know him after further review. Locked On LSU publisher, LouisianaSports.net, on Twitter at Matt Moscona, joining us. He's one of our favorites talking college football. Good morning, Matt. I saw a funny meme on the internet yesterday that showed an image of Jaden Daniels' mom and said, out of solidarity with her son, she's only showing 4 toes out of her shoe. I saw this on vacation. I just got back. I'm very confused why an NFL quarterback who won the Heisman at a university he was at for 2 seasons has a big deal about his number. Like, why is this such a massive story, or why does Jaden Daniels concern himself about this?
You'd have to ask Jaden that question, and it was very out of character. I enjoyed covering Jaden when he was here. He was always a pleasure, never sniffed an ounce of trouble, and hasn't during his time in the NFL either. Great family. I got to know his mom, Regina, his dad, Jay, when he was here. Spent some time with them when in New York at the Heisman presentation back in 23. It was so bizarre, and I know a lot of people are pointing the finger at Regina, who's also his agent. But I reported over at LouisianaSports.net that Jaden was the one who initially reached out to LSU leadership to express his displeasure with them issuing the number. And it is a bizarre thing, man, for a guy. And I think, guys, that Jaden just misread the room. I think he thought he would have a sympathetic following, and the complete opposite happened. So it has been no doubt been a difficult week for Jaden and his the team around him.
Yeah, I think you kind of hinted at the worst part of that is that it kind of leads the fan base and everybody around it to almost turn against him. Heisman Trophy winners are special, man. LSU obviously has more than Oregon, but we were thinking about Mariota when this story came out, and a lot of Oregon quarterbacks over the years have worn number 8, and people call Mariota to get the approval to wear number 8, which you don't necessarily have to do, but it's a sign of respect. But then it leads the fan base to go against him, and then it seems like from the outside looking in, Matt, you could correct me if I'm wrong here, it almost feels like the LSU social media team is playing into this now. Like DJ Pickett is certainly a great player, and he was close with coming to Oregon, so I remember his recruitment well. But we're getting a lot of his highlights, a lot of DJ Pickett on social media right where we're wearing that number 5. Do you think the team's kind of leading into this?
I do not.
Okay.
LSU very much wants that to go away. As a matter of fact, last week they brought Pickett for player interviews. He was not scheduled to, but they brought him out to make a statement because the idea was, look, get it out of the way because it let the story go away. Because if he speaks finally a week from now, 2 weeks from now, then it's just going to give new life to the story. Remember, LSU isn't who leaked this. The cease and desist that was issued from Jaden's legal team with the quote from a Daniels family representative to Mark Schlabach, I mean, that came from the Daniels side. Like, they wanted it out. LSU doesn't want – I mean, I'm not a spokesperson for LSU. This is just common sense, guys. Yeah. Like, why would you want this public estrangement from one of the greatest players in your program history to keep gaining steam? I mean, the video of DJ Pickett making the interception is just highlighting a great player that made an interception. But I understand why people, every time they see DJ Pickett, that's going to be their thought now.
Yeah, it's a very odd one. We're talking with our great guest down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Matt Moscona, as we kick off the Dirty Poll. Number 12 is LSU. Let's get off the weird, bizarre Jaden Daniels distraction story. Let's talk about football here. Like, the SEC, very interesting takeaway for a lot of us out in the West Coast is like just how in their feelings the SEC seems to be about not being in a title game for 3 years plus, and not winning a national championship for 3 years now, and just really kind of feels like a lot of pressure is within that conference that somebody has to emerge. I don't know how it's all going to shake out. The transfer portal, as I mentioned earlier, it's making me more and more excited about every college football season because of how much rosters can change and how unpredictable the sport now feels versus what it was a decade plus ago. LSU's an interesting one to me, Matt. They had 40-plus transfers. You have a new coach in Lane Kiffin. Is it fair to say, though, out loud, the offensive tackle they got may be a bigger deal than getting the quarterback that they got?
I think probably in tandem, but no, Lane needs the quarterback to make his offense go. And you can look back to when he was the coordinator at Bama or his time even at FAU, and obviously the last 6 years at Ole Miss, whether it was Matt Corral, Jackson Dart, or this past year with Trinidad Chambliss. If you don't have the quarterback, you don't have the engine, which is why they invested what they did. The interesting thing about Jordan Seaton, who's the tackle you're talking about, is Seaton feels like a very expensive insurance policy for your greatest asset, which is the quarterback. Because remember, Seaton didn't go into the portal until the last few days of the portal cycle. LSU had already brought in a left tackle. They brought in Sean Tompkins from Baylor. And so when Seaton entered the portal, it was like, oh, we got to have that. And it was more so a thought of, the only way the season goes the way that everyone hopes it will here is if Sam Levitt stays upright and healthy. So adding Jordan Seaton was a very expensive insurance policy for your greatest asset, which is Sam Levitt. Because, guys, make no mistake, if Sam Levitt is limited, if he doesn't play at the level he did when Arizona State went to the playoff 2 years ago, then this LSU team is not going to be a playoff team. They will have a very disappointing season when you put together a $50 million roster and all the expectations surrounding it.
Right, and that kind of highlights, I think, the most important position group for them because their offensive line struggled at times last year. But you get the running backs back, you add some weapons in the portal, you mentioned Sam Levitt coming over. Seaton is certainly a big addition. Do they feel like they've done enough up front to put them in a position to compete at the highest level?
That is so polite to say LSU's offensive line struggled at times last year. I mean, you guys, I tell you what, that hospitality you're showing me right now. No, they were awful. They were awful. It was the worst position group. LSU, this is wild to say considering if you followed LSU football for any length of time, like thinking about what the Les Miles era was when it was ground and pound, barely through the football. LSU the last 2 years has finished last and second to last in the SEC in rushing offense, which is stunning to think. But the offensive line last year they were atrocious, and it's why Lane Kiffin and the staff came in and remade the entire offensive line. So, I mean, they had a lot of guys who had played football, experienced players, but the question you had to ask was if you return a bunch of experienced players who didn't play well, are you actually better? And they made the determination that they weren't, and so they effectively purged that entire room. I mean, the only real significant player returning is Braylon Moore, the center, who was their best offensive lineman last year, but basically everything else is new. And you added Seaton, Aluba. I don't mean to just throw out names, but Aluba is a fifth-year senior who's a 2-year starter at Maryland in the Big Ten last year. And there's other players they've added depth, but I mean they went and added double-digit offensive linemen guys because they had to completely remake that room from where they were. So that's going to be a huge component. But I would also sort of hand in hand with that suggest that Lane Kiffin's offensive style does provide somewhat of a break for the offensive line. Like, you're not just relying on the offensive line to line up and grind people into submission. The creativity and the play calling should create some opportunities in the run game outside of just a traditional running game.
I don't know, Matt, if we have enough evidence yet to fully conclude that diving into the portal in a big way is a good or bad thing. Like, I think you have arguments on both sides of that, right? Obviously,
Sure.
The national champion Indiana just proved that you can completely remake a roster and win the whole enchilada. So LSU is clearly trying to do that at least year one with Lane. We'll see how the high school recruiting mixed with the portal continues to go for them. But when you just look at the roster on paper, and I know, dangerous game to play there, how many rosters do you think are legitimately better on paper than LSU's in the SEC?
Oh, in the SEC. I mean, if you're just looking like 1 to 85, it's a short list. I mean, Texas would be in the conversation. I think Georgia would be in the conversation. The thing that's really impressive about Lane Kiffin, he hasn't coached a game here yet, but covering him for the last 8 months and covering this program closely, what's so interesting is, and I get it, he's a troll and people like the Twitter troll stuff that he does, and obviously he's had just some horrendous breakups. But he's a fascinating figure because, and I think he learned this from Nick Saban, he thrives in the margins. Where are the incremental things that might make you a fraction of a percent better that could be the difference between an extra first down in a game, which puts you in position to make the game-winning field goal instead of having to throw a Hail Mary, that kind of thing. Like, he thrives in those incremental things. And the way they build their roster is super interesting with him and the GM, Billy Glasscock. It's sort of like this, it's been described to me as a manifesto with how they prioritize position groups, how they assign monetary value to the position groups, how they rank them, and then within those, how they assign the value to the player within the position group, so as to maximize the roster. I'll give you an example. Like, we can talk all we want about high school recruiting. They are not going to spend money to sign an elite high school player unless that is a premium position and a player that can contribute immediately. So, for example, if he sits and then transfers for a year. So all that to say, they are so thoughtful with how they've built their roster 1 to 85 that I do think they have great top-tier talent and great depth throughout as well. It's a long way of answering your question. I hope I didn't lose the audience there on that. But
no, it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, I do think that top to bottom, this is as good a roster. I think Texas probably has more guys that might be first-round picks this year. But 1 to 85 depth of the roster, yeah, I think it's as good as any in the league.
Yeah, it's a great look at how kind of you have to almost view this as an NFL GM, right? Like left tackle, edge rusher, quarterback, premier wide receiver, corner. Like there's certain positions, and if you're not that, you're maybe not going to get the same dollar amount. And I'm totally with them on the idea of high school recruits because so many of those guys are unknowns. I'd rather have a known. I think the most talked about thing about LSU in the offseason was the retention of Blake Baker, who came back as a defense coordinator. You just don't often see that with a coaching change, and they were solid on that side of the ball last year. If they are to reach the expectations this season, how big of a role is that going to play?
Well, that stability defensively was huge. They were, and look, if we started this conversation talking about Jaden Daniels. If you remember that 23 season, LSU led the country in total and scoring offense. They were incredible offensively. But it was quite literally the worst statistical defense in the history of LSU football that year, which is why they went 9-3. So, guys, like literally, I mean, no team at LSU ever had given up more yards and points than that one, which is why they went 9-3. instead of winning a national championship. Well, they fired Matt House, they brought in Blake Baker, and they went from that, and in 2 years, this past year, they were 23rd in the country in total defense. So look, retention was huge. They brought back guys like Whit Weeks and DJ Pickett, who we've also talked about. They've added some key guys at each level of the defense. They should be really good. They're going to have some questions like everybody. There's spots where they have young depth. There's a real good chance, guys, that there's 2 true freshmen starting at defensive tackle in the opener against Clemson. But they got a 5-man rotation there that they like. So, I mean, there's questions. Like every team has questions before a season starts. But I think the idea here is, okay, if that defense even just matches what they did a year ago, they're on a top 20 defense. And then Lane Kiffin comes in and does what Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss have done everywhere, which is go score 35 points a game on average. Then this is a team that's going to have an opportunity to win every game they play. I'm not saying they're going undefeated, but like there isn't a game on the schedule where you take the Sharpie and mark an L. Like they should have an opportunity to beat anybody they play.
Last one for you because we appreciate the time and the preview and the conversation. Fair or foul, my co-host putting LSU 12th?
Oh, I think it's a good place to start. I mean, because there's so much unknown. But look, this is what I would say as far as I would say there's programs that have earned the benefit of the doubt, and I think Lane Kiffin has earned the benefit of the doubt, but as a head coach. But there's programs that deserve, like Kurt Cignetti deserves to be a top 5 team right now. I mean, Notre Dame with their schedule and what they have returning should be there. We all know about Georgia and Ole Miss and Ohio State and Oregon, all the ones that we would expect. So yeah, I mean, I think we're having LSU right there. I figured they'd be somewhere in that 9 to 12 range in everybody's preseason, which I think is appropriate. The thing that matters more, guys, is that they finish somewhere in that top 12. Because if you are going to go spend $54 million to fire a coach, $91 million to hire Lane Kiffin, spend more than $50 million on your roster, it is not unrealistic to expect to be in a 12-team college football playoff. And if this team falls short of that, that is a disastrous season because of all of the financial investment they have made.
Quickly, last one for you. Where is the panic meter if they lose opening night to Clemson?
Oh man, I haven't even allowed myself to think of that as a possibility. I think I don't think Clemson's going to be very good this year, guys. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but if they lose that, the honeymoon with Lane Kiffin is over, immediately. I can't. It's weird. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you. I literally have not allowed myself to
I could tell
what may happen because they're a double-digit favorite. And guys, the thing about Tiger Stadium, like I know y'all have, Alston's a great place. That Tiger Stadium has this grand reputation and it's earned, but like every place, it's a massive stadium, and sometimes you get a bad opponent, a bad kick time, and fans leave early. And it has the same problems every place has. But I say Tiger Stadium is always the greatest big game venue you will ever see. You get the right opponent, the right kick time, college game day, Lane Kiffin's opener, all that stuff here, that is going to be a freaking scene. Like if anyone saw it, I'd like to see a game there. Fly down September 5th and just spend the day in Baton Rouge and go to that stadium. It is going to be they may have Boosie leading the team out on the field. This is going to be wild. This is going to be a wild out day, I'm telling you.
There's no doubt about it, Matt. I'll tell you right now, Oregon State went and played there in like 07 or
I can't remember. 04.
04, thank you. And I still, to this day, Beaver fans tell me that's easily the greatest venue they've ever been to. So no doubt it's a great venue. Looking forward to the season, man. I think it's gonna be exciting. Lane is always interesting. I didn't like what he did with Ole Miss, but I'm curious to see how it's all gonna work out at LSU. Our great guest is Matt Moscona, our first one for the Dirty Poll preview. LSU is number 12. He's the host of After Further Review, Locked On LSU, and the publisher of LouisianaSports.net. And by the way, 16-time LAB winner.
Look at that.
Why don't you get you one of those?
I got
He's
zero
got 16
of those.
of those.
I got zero of those.
You got
the
zero.
These are really cool too. They're like microphones. I'll send you a picture.
Good stuff, Matt. Thanks for joining us.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right, there we go. Matt Moscona with good stuff on LSU. Went a little long there. Back with a little thoughts of what he said. And, hey, this popped up yesterday. Should teams dive in? We'll get to that next on The Fan. We have NFL to get to. Quite a bit of notes in the National Football League. We can run through some of those coming up maybe in the third hour. We got the Magic Hat in the fourth hour. Got some audio in the old Magic Hat.
Ooh, I like a good audio.
I was going to get to it yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? Tomorrow's the Magic Hat, so I just kind of held it.
Hold on to it. We'll get to it tomorrow.
So we will get to that coming up in the final hour of the show. College football coverage on the Fan is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity. Guess what, Dirt? Imagine that.
I do imagine that.
Set it to open the show. Say it again. I have not been I was excited for last year. In the NIL transfer portal era, and it sucks because my alma mater got relegated, I have not been more excited for college football in my life than these seasons because we truly don't know who's going to win. Now, winning the national championship, it's not all that matters. There's teams that go 8-4 and
have really good years.
Those are good seasons.
Yeah.
There's not to poo-poo that, but the way we talk about the NFL is how we're kind of starting to talk about college football. There is a ton of teams that you could talk yourself into it, and I quite enjoyed your line as soon as we got off the air with Matt Moscona of, we're all rooting for Clemson to win and beat LSU, aren't we? Because, man, he clearly sounded like somebody that has not even put into the consideration.
Won't even contemplate the idea that they could possibly lose that game.
Not even a thought.
Actually, I'd rather have them come out, look. The game I want them to lose is when they go back to Ole Miss.
Yeah. The line right now for their opener against Clemson, this is just according to ESPN, 9.5. This is the spread.
I'm kind of with him. I
get it. I don't blame
anybody
anybody
for a while. I'm hammering LSU.
The unique thing about that game for me is that It is a weird blend of Clemson is a roster that is built largely of what? Homegrown talent. Now, I know
starting to recruit more.
He's starting to do a little more portal, but the vast majority of the roster is guys who have been recruited and developed by Clemson. They've been in the systems. I think both their coordinators are back this year, and so there's continuity there. Do you know how many new players are on LSU's team this year?
I think I looked it up on my website. Was crashing. Is it 42?
So it's 43 transfers.
43 transfers.
And then if you count the freshmen, a total of 59 new players on their roster.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing about that game. Like, I think LSU will have the time to gel, and maybe they do it right out of the gate. But that's a hard thing to do. That's a lot of new faces, a lot of new pieces. You got a fall camp. There's no preseason.
Yeah.
And you're not playing Missouri Valley State from the blind tech school. Like this, Clemson, we can make fun of Dabo. There are good players and NFL players on that roster. Now, do I think Clemson's going to be a playoff team this year? No, not necessarily. But that's the only thing that makes it interesting for me.
Yeah, I think that's I continue to just watch this of what I asked him of the transfer portal high school stuff. We've had the conversation a couple times of like the value of high school recruiting rankings versus portal. I personally have just always kind of leaned in since it became a thing of I'd want the proven commodity, and I love what he told us about Lane and how they value money of I'm not paying for a lot of high school guys. What's the point? They're going to sit or they're not going to play enough and they're going to transfer.
Right.
I think Indiana's capitalized on that. Oh, he's going to go there? Cool. We'll get him in 2 years because he won't play enough. And I think that's personally what I like about it. You also have a lot of examples. See Florida State last year, right? Teams that hit heavy on the portal, and it never gels, it never clicks, it never happens. So I still think we're kind of in the in-between of not being able to fully say it's the right way to go, but I myself always would rather lean in on players that have been doing it for multiple years at different programs, coming together as long as they can learn your playbook. I lean a little bit more of trusting it. And so I don't know what LSU will be week one or the season, but I would probably hammer LSU the way that Matt Moscona would against a Clemson.
Yeah, it's interesting from your opening segment of the show to where we are now. By the way, we're going to do one by one. I have not revealed the full dirty poll. You'll just find out when we get to the day. We'll do a slow.
Oh, you didn't release?
It's not been released. No,
that makes me. I wanted you to do it that way, and I thought it was too late. So I'm glad I didn't say anything.
LSU is the only one you know about. Who's tomorrow? Who could it be? Who's 11?
I've almost teased that 4 times.
I mean, you can now because it'll be on the show tomorrow if you want. But we're just going to go one by one.
No,
so I haven't reached
the
the full
blind
thing.
surprise.
LSU, I think, is the perfect summation of this.
Yeah.
If you tell me LSU wins the national championship, dude, that roster's loaded. They got a good quarterback who's been to the playoff. They added weapons on the outside. Their defense was really good last year. Like Jordan Seaton was the number one tackle in the portal. Like I see it. You tell me it hits the side of a mountain because it's 59 new players and they don't gel and there's all this pressure and outside noise and expectations and you come out a little shaky against Clemson in week one and you find a way to lose that game and that thing just veers off the side of the road and you go like I'm not surprised either way. That's the beauty of college football right now.
One thing I didn't get to and we can hold this for a different conversation. So they've done this allowing the fifth year thing in college football the way they did for college basketball.
It's insanity, dude. It is insanity.
On Threes made a joke that Seahawks running back TJ Harden is at the transfer portal. He's looking at SMU amongst other schools.
He's played in a preseason game, and he's probably going to – college football kicks off in 10 days.
Yeah.
8 days, 9 days, somewhere there.
I'll give Nemec credit for this on his West Coast Substack of like, should the Beavers bring back Anthony Hankerson?
Well, they already brought back 2 guys from the original ruling.
Right.
And, yeah, now Hankerson is eligible as well.
It sounds like he wants to go back to college.
You ready for the next one that's probably going to happen? You ready for a Diego Pavia lawsuit to get him another year of eligibility?
Well, I thought he already tried the eligibility lawsuit for and it didn't work.
Find a judge that says yes. That's all you got to do in modern college athletics. Find the yes man, and you can go play college sports again.
System.
We have people playing preseason games in the NFL
and then deciding to go back
who
to
are
college.
likely going to go play college, and the season starts next week.
Loaded third hour of the radio program. In the fourth hour, we obviously got the Magic Hat ahead. But the third hour, maybe some NFL, maybe some college football. We'll see what Dirt takes us. Hour 3 on 105.1 The Fan.
It's time for Who's Stinking It Up?
Do not go in there.
A sports lowlight, ripped from the headlines.
We couldn't do diddly poo.
Brought to you by Three Mountains Home Services. Schedule your appointment online at threemountainshomservices.com.
The practices this week, I think, again, will be good for everybody, including the quarterbacks, going up against a defense that they haven't seen. So all of this is important as we get ready for week 1.
Oof. Talk about stinking it up. The report out of camp yesterday in the Falcons-Colts inter-squad scrimmage. Tua Terrible. This is it. Michael Penix, dude, you're going to start eventually when you come back?
Yeah.
Because Tua's bad? Also, I thought Stefanski was a genius because Mike McDaniel got him to be really good. Why can't you? I thought you were a genius.
It's like it reminds me of the signing of Russell Wilson late in his career. Like, what do you think's going to happen here?
Like the Giants? The Giants, Russell Wilson?
You think this is going to turn around again? Have you not
know.
looked at the last 3 years of evidence? That's not enough for you?
I don't know, man. Tua and the Falcons stinking it up. Brought to you by our great friends at Three Mountains Home Services who want to make sure the AC is working smoothly. Guess what happened to me yesterday? My AC's not working. So I'm calling Three Mountains Home Services today. Get somebody out there. They got a tune-up special for just $89. Three Mountain certified techs are ready to help you beat the heat. Book your appointment today. ThreeMountainsHomeservices.com. Hey, everybody.
At 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the Timbers get goals from Christopher Velda, Ari Lassiter, and David DaCosta. get a big 3-1 result over San Diego FC, handing new manager Marti Cifuentes his first MLS victory. And that moves Portland into 9th place alone. The final wildcard spot in the Western Conference standings are only 3 points out of 6th, and they're on the road this Saturday taking on LAFC. Week 2 of the NFL preseason starts tonight. Pair of games. First up, 5 o'clock on ESPN. It's the Raiders and the Texans. 7 o'clock on the NFL Network. It's the Chargers and the 49ers. Round 1 underway. Belle Reve Country Club outside St. Louis. The BMW Championship. 50 players left in the FedEx Cup playoff on the PGA Tour, trying to whittle it down to 30. Early on, 1 under atop the leaderboard. Sungjae Im, Aaron Rai, Gary Woodland, and Colin Morikawa. I'm Jason Twigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the
Back in hour number 3, Dirt and Sprague here, Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 FM, The Fan, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, live on YouTube. Happy Thursday, everybody. You know what a Thursday means? That means it's a Magic Hat Thursday. It's coming up 1 hour from now. We'll cut them up, put them in the hat, pull them. 1 hour from now, we'll get to the Magic Hat. Look forward to that every single week. Here is a glimpse at what's to come over the next 2 hours. Other than the Magic Hat, we do have NFL preseason games tonight. Yeah, buddy, you bet your ass I'll be watching. 2 of them, both of them are on TV. So we'll get to let a little bit some starters in the lineups for each team in the final hour. Over the next 30 or so minutes, 40 or so minutes, I got a ton of NFL stuff that we have not talked about yet. Mm-hmm. And then one more college story to throw at you. Is there a team and a player out there that we are sleeping on? Are you sleepy on them going into the year? And I will explain. We'll get to that coming up in a little bit.
You know, one thing I forgot to mention yesterday that I was pointed out to me is on the Walter note, he also is like the owner of the entire women's league.
Which women's league?
The PW.
The women's soccer league?
No, the softball league.
Oh, the new softball league.
Yeah.
With our Cascade, right? Is that our team?
Yeah.
The Cascade?
The Athletes Unlimited Softball League.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the...
He's the owner of that
the
league?
AUSL.
Yeah, so now people are thinking that because of this, they might have people buy different teams.
Oh, okay.
So you actually have multiple owners.
Interesting.
Whereas I think he's funded the whole thing.
Right, he's the bankroll guy.
Yeah, so it's just interesting to think about the fallout of all of what's going on with the Lakers and Dodgers. There's also a sports league that just started.
He owns a chunk of Chelsea. He already sold that, too, or he's in the process. Yeah, he's 13 or 14%, I think, somewhere in there.
That might raise the most dough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, man.
How about, by the way, Bezos is buying in the Premier League soccer?
Is that who bought it from him? I didn't follow that.
It's, I don't know if
I thought he buying into Liverpool?
Liverpool. He bought into Liverpool.
Interesting. We've always said about him he's going to own a team at some point. He hasn't bought one in America.
I don't know why we've said that. I think it's just about him having money.
Yeah.
I don't know what his real sports
I still wish
interests
his ex-wife bought our team. She would have been cool.
Is that Mackenzie
Scott, I think is her name.
Yeah.
A lot of money, just giving it all away.
Well, she gives it away, but she makes like double within an hour.
You make it all back in the next year.
Well, yeah, when you have that much and you just,
It's constantly just working itself up. Yeah.
You know what wouldn't have been an issue? Motor Center funding. Sure. What do you need?
Exactly.
All right, here you go. $800 million? Sure. Why not? Go for it. All right.
$600 million?
Yeah. That's
what?
it? I make that in a Tuesday, man.
I was going to say.
There's actually good rich people out there?
What?
No way.
What?
No way.
One NFL story. We did not get to much yesterday, just kind of danced around it. We did mention it a little bit, but I saw an interview of the head coach of the team involved, and I got to tell you, man, some alarm bells went off in my head because I have never seen the guy look like that, because usually his personality is this.
Who's getting better than us? Nobody!
Jim Harbaugh went on the Pat McAfee show yesterday.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
And the open of the interview, they were like, Jim, what's wrong, man? And he was like, well, my guy's down. because Tyler Biotish, their starting center, got rolled into it. Well, not even rolled. There was a defensive lineman essentially thrown into him, into the side of his leg, and they are fearful of it's an ACL and other ligaments. And stop me if you've heard this story before. A Chargers starting offensive lineman has gone down before the season even
significant knee injury.
Right, officially begins. Now Harbaugh hinted at and said, "Hey, he's going to explore every option, and it doesn't necessarily mean that his season is officially over as of now because we don't know all the details yet." But it was alarming to see coaches sometimes wear their emotions on their sleeve. He seems like a guy who usually masks it and gives you like next man up. We love the team we have. There was a real moment of honesty from him of like, yeah, that was a big offseason move for us. Bozeman, their center last year, was literally graded the worst center in the NFL. He was horrible.
Yeah. So they drafted a center with their second-round draft pick. They're going to play him at guard, and now he might be the guy.
And now you've got to rotate chairs, and your starting center is probably out for the year, but we don't know that for certain yet.
I mean, it's easily the worst part of camps, right? Multiple teams going through devastating injuries yesterday. It's also, to me, like, I'm with you in the how his nature usually is. It's next man up mentality. It's football. Got to be tough. We hope he recovers, all that.
Let's give a high five.
I think going through last year was so much harder than we know. And we know it sucks to lose 2 tackles, but to lose those 2 guys and watch your offensive line have the worst center in the league, pair that with your quarterback taking hits and getting hurt.
Right. Broken hand half the year.
I'm not saying I'm out. I just he's got an interesting season as a head coach. Does he not?
Who's got more pressure on him, Harbaugh or Herbert?
I think it's more the question of like who's got more pressure on him, Harbaugh or Harbaugh. One was this savior for the Giants, and I've kind of been thinking for a couple of years, I don't know how good John Harbaugh truly is. A lot of people buying in on it. Jackson Dart has no awareness in the pocket, takes huge hits. His running back wants to do backflips after shattering his leg. Like, I don't know if I would trust a lot of that's going on. Maybe it will be good.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of this is, like, I think that was a lot like, to me, it's so far felt, and I know it's early, it's felt very Lincoln Riley USC. That happened, and we were like, hey, this dude wins everywhere. He got to a Super Bowl. Stanford became great.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Michigan winning the national championship, even though they cheated. And it's, it's kind of just been what it was with what's his nuts? Who was the guy before? Staley.
Yeah, Brandon
so like
Staley.
it's felt a little better, but not been all that much better from a results-based situation.
Yeah, they've at least been in the playoffs both years, but the season has ended very unceremoniously.
I mean, look, the answer to your question is easy. It's not even a debate. It's Harbaugh. Herbert's not getting cut. Herbert's not being
that's
traded.
not the point. Yeah, and Harbaugh's not going to get fired.
Herbert's going to be back next year with Madison Bear maybe pregnant. Like, Jim Harbaugh is a great all-time football coach. He was one of my favorite coaches with my team. He was fun to watch at Stanford. I loved that he went back to Michigan. But so far, and I think you've seen this with some of the coordinator hires, I think this is a pretty pivotal season. Not that I think he gets fired, but you kind of need to see this Harbaugh bump manifest itself better than it has so far.
It's interesting because I don't disagree with anything you're saying. My point would be I don't think either of them are gone next year. Like if they're a playoff team again this year, even if they disappoint, like Dean Spanos is not going to fire Jim Harbaugh. He'll be back.
Tend to
next
agree
year.
with you.
And Herbert has a contract. He's not going anywhere.
Right.
He's the face of the franchise. It's more of like this is what makes the Chargers so complicated. Is that I do think Harbaugh has elevated them from a level from being. I don't know. Underwhelming is maybe the word I would look for, where we picked them a lot of years with Brandon Staley going in. He only made the playoffs one time, and they blew a 27-point lead in the playoff game that they were in. And so you've gotten to the point where you've won 11 games in each of the last 2 years. You've been a team that's been like overcoming 2 tackle injuries and the worst center in the NFL is not an easy thing to do.
I don't. And
they overcame it, right? And you go to the play, but then the season ends the way that it ends.
It's landing like
they're microcosms of Oregon of like that. You've done a lot of good, but then I can't get the last picture out of my head. Like Herbert can overcome it for a regular season, and he could beat Denver, and he could beat Kansas City twice, and he can win some big games throughout the course of the regular season. And then you get to the playoff time, and it's like, dude, you can't complete a pass. What is happening right now? I don't know how to compute this in my head. And so I'm with you that there's a ton of pressure on both of them. Now, to Swag's point, they drafted a center in the second round, and maybe that ends up being a guy who can play right away. And we look back, and you're like, man, remember when we were worried about that? Ended up being okay. The rookie played okay at center, but it is just it all of a sudden puts everything it makes everything feel like it's built on that house of cards again, that now one of your offensive linemen is gone. Now you're just waiting for the news of like, oh, there goes Slater. He's out, because I don't think he's practiced in a week and a half. Joe Alt's been out there mauling people, so that's good to see.
Yeah.
But like, you're just one more injury away from that unit being a weakness again, and it's really hard to win in the NFL when your offensive line blows.
I mean, it's next to impossible, to your point on
Yes.
making the playoffs. Like, I agree with that. And you have to refresh my memory on this. Were they missing key offensive linemen in that Houston playoff game?
No, I don't believe so,
okay.
but I can't remember specifically. They just, it was
that is
absolute
as
egg.
dud a performance as you could possibly have in a wild card round, and it was an embarrassment for the quarterback.
Yes.
And I would argue the head coach, because they look like they were not at all prepared for that team.
No.
And now last year, you give them a little bit of grace. I do, with the offensive line stuff and Herbert being a little banged up, and then, oh, by the way, Patriots had this miraculously great year in year one under Vrabel. Like,
right, they made the Super Bowl.
I'm with you in some senses of like, it's been better and more consistent early in the first 2 years, but you're going to year 3 and you've had 2 just fall on your face playoff performances.
0 playoff wins.
0 playoff wins.
Yeah.
They didn't bring Jim Harbaugh in to be a 10-11 win team and lose in wild card weekend.
No, they did not.
They came to be elevated and win the whole enchilada, if not get themselves there. And I don't know if Herbert ever will, but I push back on the idea of like, there is pressure in pro sports. Football is a not-for-long league, right? Mm-hmm. I'll push back. He's under pressure in the sense of like, I guess how we talk about him. He's 6'5", 6'6". He's built like a horse.
The narrative pressure, yeah.
Sure, but
his life is fine.
He's been living with that since he became the Oregon quarterback, right? Like, the expectations at Oregon are to win and to win at a high level. He had that. He came into the NFL.
Top 5 pick or top 6 pick.
Yeah, thrusted in last minute because of a punctured lung. Like, here you go. Play in the National Football League. He exceeded the expectations that people thought about him in the draft. The pressure is always there, I guess, from a player's standpoint, but I don't think there's real, actual, measured pressure on him. I think these guys are established who are a certain size, with a certain arm strength, with a certain understanding and IQ, and he may not have won a playoff game yet or will this year. You're not punting on that. How do you get better than that? Like, there's only so many guys that exist. Is Lenore Sellers going to be better than Justin Herbert? Is Arch Manning going to be better than Herbert? If you can't clearly define or say, yes, I think that, how many exist? You're not going to get rid of him. So to me, the pressure's on Harbaugh. And I think what you saw is a guy devastated that, like, I'm dealing with the same damn problem I dealt with last year, and it's hard to overcome it. And by the way,
here we go again.
Denver might be, not from a record standpoint, might be just as good, but maybe they fall a couple games back just because, one score luck that they had. The Chiefs, I think, are going to be a little more improved than they ended up being last year. Maybe the Raiders are more feisty. It's division stuff, right? Even the worst teams can push the best teams in divisions. So I think all of the pressure is on Harbaugh because so far it's not been quite the bump we thought it would be with the Chargers.
If I give you $25 and told you to gamble on the Chargers winning or not winning a playoff game, what side do you put it on?
I would put it on them winning a playoff game. I also bet on them to win the division last year. So
they came close, to be fair.
I think I'm still like, what I'm disappointed in, aside from the injuries on the offensive line, Dirt, you have to care about targets and weapons, and I don't know, man. I'm just not overly impressed with his options. And I'm not trying to out Herbert there, but you have to look at the whole thing.
If you look at wide receiver cores of contending teams in the NFL, which they are in that category.
Yes. Denver absolutely showed you, we care.
It's hard to find a team who has a worse receiving core, target core, from a contender standpoint. Like, don't give me the Miami Dolphins. That's
Are the
fine.
Chiefs a contender for you this year?
Yeah, the Chiefs would be in this category for me.
I think they're in the category.
For sure. You got fat Travis Kelce and a bunch of guys who keep getting in trouble or injured at wide receiver. Like that. And what has happened to them the last year?
Their passing game has gone
cratered.
down.
Oh, isn't that funny how it works? You don't have
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill to throw the ball to anymore, right?
Exactly.
So I'm with you there. I would bet on them winning a playoff game, but I'm also incredibly biased on that. I did pick them to get to the Super Bowl this year, so don't listen to me on that one.
I got to ask, because you look around the league right now, and it's just an interesting landscape, I think, of coaching. You got McDonald winning the Super Bowl, year 2. You've got Ben Johnson doing what he did year 1 Chicago.
Hot up and comer.
And Harbaugh's not a spring chicken, man.
No, he's not.
I know he feels like he's still got it and he's the top, and I totally understand that. He might prove it this year.
How old is Jim Harbaugh?
You kind of have to wonder a little bit, like...
62.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he has.
It's just interesting to think about football and the way it's evolved just in our lifetime. The young O'Connell in Minnesota. You got all these younger coaches, LaFleur, Green Bay. But his division is kind of the pseudo Sans Pete Carroll. It's Peyton,
Hard to win,
Andy
man.
Reid,
Hard to
Harbaugh,
win, yeah.
all old vet guys that have proven they can win and win at an elite level.
Yeah.
Where does he shake out in that conversation? And you look around the landscape of the league with getting young coaches, it's just a very interesting conversation and thing to think about of, does Jim Harbaugh still have it?
Yeah. It's a fair question. I would say my argument for the yes category would be you spent 2 years laying a foundation. Now it's time to go see what you can build. Now it's time to go see how far you can go. Now, the criticism would be you should have done that last year, and I picked them to win that playoff game. But it's like, hey, 2 years, 11 wins, that's great. That's a good foundation to build the offensive line. You spent time drafting those guys. Now you got to get them to stay healthy. Your defense has been solid. You took a running back in the first round who played like 4 snaps last year. Now it's time to see it all come together and go on a run.
Well, what I would add to is like the one thing that I liked is he was willing to finally pivot off his boy, and that was, it's a debatable thing.
That is a huge point.
Greg Roman was a thing for him, and as soon as he got the gig, I'm like, he's going to hire Greg Roman. Like I saw it in San Francisco.
Yes,
they are best friends, and he made the decision to pivot. What I'd also like to highlight is something I said earlier, and I don't think we should overlook this: the impact of a new offensive mind. By the way, another young coach that had success and it fizzled because of injuries and quarterback play. McDaniel, highly thought of. We'll see what he's got in store for them and how much better their offense can be. But I'm not kidding. Look at the Tua stuff. He was able to, that was functional and elite and good.
Yes.
And Stefanski's highly regarded for a lot of people as an offensive mind. They're not lacking in key weapons.
No, they got targets in Atlanta. You got a good running back.
Look, it's preseason. That crap has looked awful. Awful. So we'll see what the impact of a new OC is going to be for Herbert.
Yeah, Tyler Biadasz down. We don't know for how long yet. It does not look good, and some indications are that he will be out for the entire season. He was their move at center.
Looks like Herbert is going to start tonight. Don't know how long he's going to play.
So we got Herbert and Purdy.
Dude. Herbert and Purdy
That's
going
awesome.
at it. You see the Harbaugh stuff on Purdy, by the way, at their joint practices?
I saw him talk about the roster. I didn't see the Purdy stuff.
He had it. Somebody asked him his thoughts on Brock Purdy. He was like, first off, hope I meet him. Just respect him. Love the player he is. He was
well,
like,
did you see Sam Darnold meet Harbaugh in the offseason?
And his story in Hard Knocks about it, he was like, hey, looking good.
That's
my guy. A quick question here. Do we agree with the coach? Because this is from another contender, I would argue, in the NFL who didn't quite live up to the expectations last year. A quote from a coach, quote, our window is not closed. It's not closed. That's the whole reason why we did this. We fell short last year. We needed to get into the playoffs. Now it's about the matchups, whether you're playing, where you're playing and who you're playing. Continued. We want to be able to do that every year. Sometimes I'm just saying what happens is you want to go all in for one player. Well, how do you do that when that one player gets hurt? The window is not closed, according to Dan Campbell in Detroit. Talk about tough divisions. The NFC West gets a lot of consideration. The AFC West gets a lot of consideration. The NFC North is right there with everybody being solid. Is the window closed in Detroit?
No.
Yeah.
I just there are aspects of certain teams that I argue this, and I'll say, yeah, I kind of lean that it's, but I don't fully ever close windows in the National Football League because just as quickly as it closes,
it opens again
on Russell Wilson, Nate Hackett, and Sean Payton year one.
Yeah,
it opens right back up with Bo Nix revamping the defense a little bit more and then adding a weapon or two. Like you're just right there. So a couple moves can swing you a long ways.
The Lions, I believe, are the favorite in the division by almost every sports book.
That's fine. And you can bet the Lions, Vikings, Packers, or Bears, and I'm not going to go, what a ridiculous pick.
I tell you a bet I made while you were out.
They're 9-8 last year. That was a hard division, man. In their division, they were 2-4. Two teams were 4-2. The Bears, by the way, were 2-4 in their division. So
yes, they were.
And they won the whole enchilada. So yeah, it's a tough division, there's no doubt. No, their window's not closed.
I bet on the Vikings while you were out.
Kyler Murray, I get it.
The bump. New fresh face. Yeah. They were 9-8.
I think their defense is still going to be super elite, right? With Flores. Thank you, Brian Flores.
Their quarterback numbers last year combined between the guys who took a snap for them, 18 touchdowns and 21 picks.
Yeah, and they were 9-8.
They were 9-8. Completion percent, and by the way, one of the touchdowns was a pass from Cam Akers, so it was a trick play. So 17 touchdowns and 21 picks from quarterbacks with a 60% completion percentage, and they were 9-8 last season.
I just looked
Like, can Kyler Murray just be 3,700 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 10 picks? And if you could do that, sky's the limit on how far. They're like plus 550, I think I got them at, or plus 525, somewhere in that range to win the North. They were relatively competitive last year with J.J. McCarthy at quarterback. So that was my flyer bet I took while you were out. Because they officially named them the starter.
I'd really like to see, and I loved, by the way, like the worst kept secret in the entire league.
The biggest non-competition competition we've ever had in the NFL.
Well, have you seen that there's a lot of rumblings out of that camp that he's not even second.
That JJ might not even be the backup.
That he might be third.
Who's the other guy? Do they still have Brosmer on the roster? Or no, is it Wentz? Is Wentz still there?
Yeah, I think it's Wentz.
Oh, Carson Wentz.
So, I don't know. The whole thing is very interesting. I'm trying to look up the Vikings one-score records last year, because that's another part of the NFL that people need to look at. Turnover luck and one-score luck.
Huge, dude.
It's not meant to diminish winning one-score games. It's just meant to point, like, I think Denver literally was 1-8 2 years ago, and then they were 14-3 last year, and I think they won like 10+ games in one-score games.
Let's see. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. Yeah, they were a little over, slightly over 500 in one-score games.
Yeah, so maybe that changes in a good way or bad. We kind of have to wait and see. But that's also another element of this, is sometimes you're terrible in those one-score games, and sometimes you capitalize in those one-score games.
Remember I will never forget the opening game of the year for them. That was one of our first slate of Spraguing the Line of the year. They played in Chicago, and I hammered Chicago because J.J. McCarthy was the starting quarterback.
Oh, that's right.
They were down 24-0 or whatever it was, and scored 21 points in the fourth quarter.
And they came back.
McCarthy threw for like 115 yards, and everybody's like, "This is why you start him. He's a winner." Now he might be third string. Let's stick in the NFL. Some other odds and ends. We got extensions. We got players getting signed. Some more notes from the National Football League and camp notes next on The Fan.
George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the Timbers delivering new manager Marty Cifuentes his first MLS victory with a 3-1 result over San Diego FC, getting tallies from Christopher Velda, Ari Lassiter, and David DaCosta. Portland now alone in the final wildcard slot in the Western Conference. They're only 3 points out of 6th place. On the road Saturday, taking on LAFC. Week 2 of the NFL preseason starts tonight, 5 o'clock on ESPN. It'll be the Raiders visiting the Texans. Houston, a 1.5-point favorite there. Then at 7 o'clock in LA, Chargers hosting the 49ers. Brock Purdy and Justin Herbert both expected to start that game. Niners are a 1.5-point favorite. I'm Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is
All right, welcome back in. 8:30 on your Thursday morning. We got the Magic Hat coming up top of the hour. I got 5 submissions. I got them all written up. I got to throw them in the hat. The next commercial break, we'll get ready to go.
You got 5?
I got 5 today. We probably won't get to all of them. That's okay. But I have 5 submissions today.
Okay.
I have a college football thing in the notes for at some point. If we need to hold it for tomorrow, we can, because we're in the midst of talking some National Football League. What do we make of Sal Palantonio yesterday saying a joint Eagles and Patriots practice?
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, clearly the best weapon on the field. I did chuckle. I didn't know that they had that planned. And then I'm watching the NFL Network yesterday afternoon. I'm like, that's kind of funny that it's the Eagles versus the Pats in a joint practice.
Well, it's a preseason thing,
Yeah,
right?
they're
gearing
playing
up for
each
the
other.
preseason. He says, by the way, he's going to talk to Jalen Hurts before they leave camp. They
Okay,
still
no bad
haven't
blood.
communicated.
No bad blood is what he's saying.
Very odd. Whatever your thinking or thought is on being a godparent of a child, very odd to have a godparent be somebody you hate.
Is he the godparent of his kids?
Jalen Hurts, I believe, is the godfather of A.J. Brown's daughter.
That's a little complicated.
Well, they were really good friends.
They
and
were,
I don't
yeah.
know. We still don't know what transpired. That's not just we lost a football game and I didn't get the ball. Something happened.
Yeah, there might be something behind the scenes. I also think there's an element of that's not a dynamic passing attack.
Oh, the
and
reports
A.J. Brown
are
is
not good right now for Hurts. They said yesterday he threw 3 interceptions, and Mannion's been visibly frustrated because he can't pass in the middle.
We talked about it while you were out. Their social media team put out a video of him getting picked off at practice.
Was it the POV camera one?
No, it was a different one, but it was trying to highlight one of their DBs making a nice play, but everybody noted you're also showing a highlight of your quarterback, and that's a very rare thing where maybe there's a different to the POV point of like just show the corner making a play on the ball and don't show a quarterback threw it. But to me, it stems from A.J. Brown is an alpha who wants the football.
Yeah.
He wants to be a big-time part of the offense. And even when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, their passing offense sucked.
I know, but he had 1,000 yards.
He did, but in the NFL now...
He's had 1,000 yards in 7 of his 8 seasons as an NFL player.
Give me more.
I get it. That position lends itself to crazy and give me more. I totally understand that.
Do we still respect 1,000 yards the way we used to in the NFL?
I don't think it feels or resonates the same, but it still needs to be noted. 1,000 yards is not nothing.
Yeah, it's something.
You stretched the field. You were a threat. It's not the same feeling as it once was.
Right.
Yeah, how many players had 1,000 yards receiving last year?
That is a great question. What is your guess?
Because this was similar to what we said with running, right? Like, is running over 1,000 yards still impressive?
Right, because you have an extra game now in the regular season. There's so many, all right. What is your guess on 1,000-yard receivers last year?
I'm really upset I don't remember this because I've looked it up 5 times.
I have the number.
12.
You're going to say 12 players with 1,000 yards, okay?
Yeah.
What were there more of, 1,000-yard receivers or 1,000-yard rushers?
Oh, receivers.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull them both up. The answer for receivers is 20.
Yeah, it was a lot. I just couldn't remember the exact number.
Let's see rushing yards.
I don't think there was 20 guys with 1,000 on the ground.
Oh, it's close.
Is it really close?
17.
Okay.
17
That's a
guys.
lot closer than I thought it was. I thought it was like 9.
There are names in here that you're just like, yeah, okay. Chase Brown had 1,000 rushing yards last year. He was the last on the list, just over 1,000. Genty was 975. He was one break away from making it 18 guys.
God, and he had a down year at 975.
Right. We didn't even think he was good. The lowest receiver on the 1,000-yard list was Alec Pierce. Actually, him and A.J. Brown were technically tied, just over 1,000 yards. I think the point being that in 15 games, that's an average of 66 yards. There's a lot of guys who played the full season and they averaged under 60 receiving yards a game, and that's good enough for 1,000 yards because you played the entire season.
Like JSN got you 105 and a half.
Right.
Puka got you 107.
Like those are that's
elite.
I almost feel like the new benchmark number has become for elite 1,500 yards. Like if you're over that threshold, you're in rarefied. Maybe that's too high.
That's maybe too high because you had Chase at 14-12, you had Pickens at 14-29.
And remember, Chase did that without Joe Burrow for half the season too.
St. Brown had 14-01. Like I think we need to set it a little lower than what you're saying because that's a pretty high number. But I'm with you in saying 1,000 yards. It doesn't hit the same.
No.
Maybe set it at 13 or higher? Yeah, 1250, 13 or higher? Yeah.
Over-under is your breaking point there?
Yeah, because if you did that, then you're looking at legitimately
the best receivers in the league.
5 players.
Right. I don't put Alec Pierce in an elite wide no offense, he's not in that same elite wide receiver category for me.
Well, don't forget Chris Olave. Nobody could ever forget Chris Olave. He's got over 1,163 yards.
Considering their quarterback situation, that's pretty impressive. All these deserve context. Vita Vea will not be playing for a West Coast team. He is going to stay on the East Coast, and he was given the 1-year extension to end his hold-in.
Yeah, I was bummed by this.
I know. The Charger fans, Niner fans, Rams fans, like anybody was a fit with the Raiders, I think were one of the teams included, were like, dude, we'd love Vita Vea on our team. And then the Bucs said, no, he's a part of our long-term plan here. I do wonder how Baker Mayfield viewed that. Happy for his guy getting paid, but he still wants his extension.
Well, he's happy because he now has the chip on the shoulder and nobody's picking him.
Nobody's giving him a chance this year. Yeah. They are the odds-on favorite to win the NFC South. But Vita Vea, not available anymore. That was news yesterday. What else we got in the NFL? I did chuckle at this one. I figured you'd want to opine on it because we talked a lot about him coming into the draft, I should say. And it was an underwhelming, to be fair, rookie year. Did you see what side of the ball Travis Hunter is mainly playing at in practice?
Defense?
Yep.
Wait a minute. I thought he was going to continue to be 50-50 split the entire game for 17 games. I was told that was possible.
And he could possibly return kicks and...
Yeah, I thought, he's going to do exactly in the NFL what he did in college because, we've never seen it, but we'll finally see it now.
They traded a future one for Travis Hunter, and I don't know what he's going to be, but...
I'm okay with it if you think he's legitimately the best on defense at DB. You believe in him. I question the trade-up. I don't think he was worth a trade-up, in my opinion. I'm not an NFL general manager. That's a 30-year-old dude running that team.
Yes, it is. Looks like he's 12.
Did you see Liam Cohen's comments, by the way, not to sidebar away from Hunter?
No, I did not.
I hope Hunter's good. I like Hunter.
Just at the point, he's playing it almost, reporters are saying almost exclusively on defense.
It's just ridiculous.
And returning kicks.
Yeah,
so the idea of him doing both it took 1 year, he got
idiotic.
hurt, and it's like, no, not going to do that anymore.
They'll sprinkle him in here and there on offense. He's largely going to play one side. It was always going to be that way. Cohen took a fun little rib at Ben Johnson.
Ooh.
Because, by the way, he's not wrong in pointing out, how many Jags conversations have we had? This might be the first.
They're irrelevant.
They kind of
Even though they were in the playoffs, they're still irrelevant because they're the Jags.
They were one of the big stories.
Don't play 25% of your home schedule overseas.
Well, also, don't have a team in Jacksonville is what I would say to that. He was doing an interview, and he said, yeah, it's great. Nobody's talking about us. I go to NFL.com and I see 40 videos of Caleb Williams and 30 videos of Ben Johnson.
That's solid.
He actually named him out loud. Ben Johnson was asked. He's like, whatever.
Well, nobody's picking us either. Well, yeah, no, I think you are. You said you want to be the best offense of all time.
'Tis the season of nobody's picking us. From fans to players, everybody has to say it.
Other than the Cowboys.
By
the way,
the Cowboys are just telling you we're winning the Super Bowl.
I didn't notice this happened until I saw this on Good Morning Football earlier today over the corner of your shoulder during one of our great rants so far this morning.
They're chirping.
Oh, yeah. Did we also see what shirt Dak Prescott wore to fly to training camp?
Oh, I didn't see that.
No.
He wore...
MVP?
It's not.
Actually, be really funny if he did.
He found a vintage shirt of their last Super Bowl. It was, and it said Super Bowl champions, and it had the Cowboy logo.
Steelers, yeah.
And he
3
was
and 4
asked about
years.
it, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not shying away from it. We know what the expectations are." He said, "I've had this in my closet for a long time. I've always wanted to wear it, but I never thought, people are going to react if I wear this." And I thought, "What the hell? I'm not shying away from the expectations."
Well, yeah. I mean, look, you have to
I'd
lean
rather
into it.
them just not be coy about it the way, don't
It's
dance
clearly
around
a
it.
team that should be contending. There's
Yeah.
not, you don't look at that roster and go, that's 3 years away. If you're a
No.
Cowboy fan,
No.
you are going in, as much as you may dislike Jerry Jones and how crazy he is, you are going in with the thought of, we should be a legitimate Super Bowl contender this year.
They are raving about Caleb Downs in camp. I think the idea of the Parsons trade, I heard Patrick talk about this yesterday when I was driving home, it's aged pretty well for them, to be fair. To get 3 defensive linemen for the price of 1.
I still think it's a kind of wait and see.
I mean, that's fair.
He was a pretty big impact when
I
he went
can't
to
remember
Green
the
Bay.
cat that they. Oh, there's no doubt. I think it's not a thing against Parsons being a good player. It's just the idea. Would you rather have Kenny Clark? Who's the cat they drafted? I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but they took a defensive lineman and Quinnen Williams.
Quinnen
Would you rather
Williams.
have
They just extended,
who they just
right?
extended?
Yeah.
So would you have that collection of guys?
Very fair to ask, yeah.
Or so he's
Totally get it.
kind of rounding the bases and high stepping a little bit, which I don't know if I would do if I were Jerry Jones. Let's win a playoff game.
Yeah.
But I do think to a certain extent that was a controversial trade that they have turned into positive results because their defense has
It
been
wasn't
ass.
the disaster that it appeared to be when it went down.
No, that's a fair way.
But
of
I
putting
think it's fair to also say, the one thing I've given them credit for is their ability to identify talent's been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They don't miss a whole lot. The problem to me is not Dak. It's not as elite. It's none of that. The problem is just how many years have they chose to waste coaching on? How many years did it take to fire Jason Garrett when it was clear as day he was, the clapper? And look, Mike McCarthy is a good coach. He deserves the respect of saying good coach. Mike McCarthy, and then he lied about what he did in his 1 year off, and then and I'm not saying Brian Schottenheimer.
Are they doing the same thing now?
It kind of, it feels that way. It's dude, you're the Cowboys. You can literally go buy any coach in football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If Jerry Jones flew to Eugene and said, Dan Lanning, here's $15 a year, Dan Lanning might have
you
to be
shut your ugly mouth.
Hey,
right.
Kids, get ready to learn Texan, right?
By the way,
he
Jags,
can get anybody he wants.
By the way, Jags at Bears,
spin to win.
December 6th.
Jags
we
what?
get a Cohen
Jags
Johnson
at
game.
Bears,
Well,
December
I think they're
6th.
friends is why he took that rib, and he's not wrong. It is a lot of Caleb propaganda out right now.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how to feel about the Jags. It sounds like their defense has been awesome, and a lot of people are buying in on the revamped Trevor Lawrence with Liam Cohen
2.0.
And Liam Cohen got him some swag, man. He almost
does.
fought Rob Saleh last year after a game.
You were not wrong there.
Jags don't need a big conversation, but should be noted, they had a great year and barely anybody's talking about them.
I'm going to kick the college football stuff to the show plans for tomorrow. Are we sleeping on this team, this quarterback? We'll get to that segment tomorrow. Let's stick in the NFL because we've got some signings we haven't even talked about yet. Some other movement and some other camp notes, injury notes as well. Our NFL hour continues. Magic at top of the hour. Back after this on the Fan. All right, your NFL hour continues. Good morning, everybody. We'll get to the Magic Hat coming up at the top of the hour.
Tua Tagovailoa.
He sucks.
Did you see the latest tease for the John Madden movie starring my boy Nick Cage as John Madden?
When is that coming out?
I don't know the date, actually.
Okay.
Is
it going to be theaters or is it a streamer?
Great question.
Do we respect movies that go straight to streamers?
I mean, some of the biggest movie stars in the world are on straight streamers now.
It's not movies that go straight to the streamers.
Chris Hemsworth has a bunch of movies. Ryan Reynolds is doing a bunch of movies.
Oh, it's not a star thing. I'm saying, do you think it's going to be a good movie if it doesn't come out in the theaters?
Not as much anymore.
I think largely that's becoming the norm, is it not? Theaters are shutting down.
Netflix,
movies,
HBO.
Really? That's the norm? I mean, I'm out of the movie culture.
Well,
yeah.
Like big-time movies all still come out in the theaters, don't they?
No.
Chris Nolan movies do,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of movies that they're either in theaters for a week or two and then they're gone, or they're going straight to Apple or Prime or Netflix or wherever.
Yeah, I'm out of the movie culture. I was excited that a new season of Tires came out last week. That was nice. And I've been enjoying Ted Lasso, 3 episodes in.
Yeah.
Season 4, 3?
Actually, I have enjoyed the new Ted Lasso. I know everybody was weary of it, and obviously they got paid to make it, but
I don't care, dude.
It's been good.
Give me more Ted Lasso in my life. I'm not going to be upset about that.
Same.
Move that happened yesterday, for whatever reason, just if you're a corner and you've had a bit of a rough last couple of years, come on down to Seattle right now. Trevon Diggs was the latest one. He signed a 1-year deal with the Seahawks. Schefter reported that yesterday, they clearly feel like they need a little bit of help and depth defensively at the corner spot. Terrion Arnold, we don't know when he's going to be available. The commissioner's exempt list, all of that is still kind of hanging up in the air. And will he be able to play at all this year is still up in the air because we got to wait and see how the court proceedings go. So they added another layer of insurance and a guy who has been a little banged up and had moments in his career. But Trevon Diggs added to the Seattle Seahawks on a 1-year deal.
By the way, November 18th on Prime Video.
Okay.
Nick Cage starring as John Madden.
Do we think it's going to be good?
Alongside Christian Bale as Al Davis.
Yes, I knew he was. I knew that he was playing Al Davis. I remember that. I think Shane Gillis is in the movie too.
Shane Gillis is in the movie?
I don't know what he plays, but I saw an interview of him talking about it, so I know he's in it as well.
Yeah, so that's a straight to stream thing. Yeah, I just saw it here. Gillis, set to be on. I don't know what he's going to be.
Is he like an offensive lineman or something? I don't know.
Is he Pat Summerall? Is somebody going to try to play?
Oh no, he's too big.
Isn't it just the coaching Madden, Doc?
Is it just that, or is it his whole?
Is it a biopic?
I don't know.
Biopic.
Biopic, same thing. I've heard it both ways. I don't know if there is one defined thing. I would think he'd be Howie Long.
Oh, that's not a bad guess.
He's a big dude. He's not tiny.
Yeah. He played college football.
I know Summerall was a punter, but he wasn't very big next to John Madden.
No, I just didn't know if it then went into his broadcasting career or if it was all about him coaching the Raiders.
They need somebody of a certain age. You might be able to try out for that role.
He is not playing an actual person.
I don't know if I could do Pat Summerall pipes.
Pipes? You think those are pipes?
Are you poo-pooing Pat Summerall's pipes?
I don't think it's pipes.
Is that a poo-poo of the pipes?
No, I think he just had a very interesting delivery. Yeah. You guys have him as with pipes?
Yeah.
I think good pipes.
Ah.
If I think of Pat Summerall, I think
what's
I go
the most
good pipes.
enthusiastic touchdown call he's ever made?
That was never his strength.
No, it wasn't.
That was never
touchdown, Eagle.
Especially late in his years. That was
he was understated.
And I love me some
no, he was understated and let Madden do Madden.
Boom!
Pipes to me is like Joe Buck, Mike Tirico in a big play. Mike Breen, bang. Those are pipes.
I think of like a golden voice.
A golden voice. That's a great way
And I would
of
argue
it.
that Pat Summerall had that.
Yeah. Vin Scully, Pat
Yeah.
Summerall, these are golden voices, not pipes.
Not pipes. Those are different.
Not pipes.
Those are different.
Those are different categories.
Gillis, by the way, is playing not a real person. He's just a made-up character in the movie. As I search what character he's
awesome.
playing. A non-historical. But Rudy's the only sports movie that ever made anything up. So let's, throw that one aside. Anyways, Trevon Diggs.
Remember the
Seattle.
Titans, too. R.I.P. Hayden Panettiere.
Dude, yeah, I didn't talk about that in the start of the week.
It's starting to smell a little fishy, dude.
Very fishy.
Boyfriend wasn't allowed in the apartment. Last
No.
seen with the boyfriend coming into the apartment.
Substance
DEA is now
issues.
involved. It's tricky.
That character from Remember the Titans is an all-time classic. All-time classic.
Wait, which one?
Her being the daughter,
Yeah.
the other girl talking about stuff. Would you shut up? Like, it's just, it's an all-timer.
Well, I thought you were talking about fake stories, and almost that entire movie.
Oh, is a made-up fake story, but we don't care. It is because
It's real, but it's not
everywhere we go, people want to know who we are. I mean, it's just, But Rudy, God forbid, the guy who actually played at Notre Dame,
Sidebar. Saw a high school video. Can't remember the state. It was a big tractor trailer truck, like a dually, a Dodge Ram dually type truck, rolled up on the track of the high school in front of the stands, hauling a pig trailer. All of a sudden, it parks, it stops. The trailer starts rocking back and forth. The coach opens it, releases his offensive line hogs.
Yes!
And I thought,
that's how you do it.
We have gone way too far as a society for high school sports.
No, we have not.
This is insane.
No, we have not. I have something in my notes I didn't talk about
What
while
are we
you're out.
doing here? You guys are mad about participation trophies, and then you're bringing children out in trailers
That's how you end up
to highlight how fat they are and that they're going to block for you. What is wrong with people?
Let's go hog. Do we still have the shout out the Hoggies drop? I don't know where that one went. It's
Shout out the Hoggies.
Thank you.
I mean, look, the Hoggies are important. But a whole production to have the offensive linemen come out? Come on, man.
Is that worse than a story that's been in my notes all week I haven't talked about yet, where there is a Kentucky under-7 travel baseball team who hosted a signing ceremony for their players? Like, think of a commitment like you have the balloons and you're at a table and there's hats out there and you're putting the hat on and everybody cheers. They did that for a 7-under youth travel baseball team for the commitments of their kids.
Well,
and somebody tweeted and said,
that's a ridiculously young age. What are you doing?
The tweet that made it go viral was somebody saying,
we need to actually write legibly at that point.
I hope it's 7, you can, but I don't know, maybe not. Somebody said we need a derogatory term for these people. And that made the entire thing go viral.
I remember when we went to it, because it used to be called minors and then majors. And back in the day when Burnside Field still existed.
Shout out Burnside Field.
Park Rose had, they called it a draft. And at this point in the minors, because I was an all-star in the minors, we knew who the good and bad teams were in the majors.
Yes, you knew who
And so just at one pivotal spot, I can't remember when it was, my mom just got like a phone call, and the league would call the parent and tell him, hey, the so-and-so team drafted, you're on this team. And it was all these corporation companies, right?
Reliable Credit Union.
Miller Paint.
Yeah.
Rose City Auto, right? And I remember my mom got the call, and I said, who picked me?
Who's the team?
And she goes, Old Country Kitchen. And I go, Old Country Kitchen didn't win a game last year.
Uh-oh.
That means I was a high pick.
Yeah.
And then I got into the league, and I talked to somebody on one of the better teams, and I go, hey, I was one of the first picks. And they go, no, you weren't.
Doesn't work like that.
They picked you at the back end.
Yeah.
All the good teams got the best
Exactly.
players. And I looked
you
at
were
it
what was left over.
and I started looking at the rosters and I went, oh, God, that's why they're stacked,
Oh,
and they're
no.
stacked.
Oh, no.
And we were terrible.
I wasn't the number 1 overall pick. Old Country Kitchen.
Old Country Kitchen and Round Table Pizza were the
Little league
worst teams, dude. Just absolute bottom feeders of the Park Rose Major League system.
Bring them out. Bring the hogs out, baby. It's almost football season. That will wrap up your 1 hour.
Diggs is it's a signing of a player that can play now because they're waiting on Jerry Arnold. That's what that is.
They needed another body. CB3 up in the air for Seattle. Let's start the final hour as we always do on a Thursday with the Magic Hat. We got 2 preseason games tonight. We'll tell you who's in, who's out, things to look for. I'm excited to watch both of them, or at least bits and pieces of both of them. It's a loaded final hour. Don't go anywhere. Dirt and Sprague, 105.1 FM The Fan.
Big hits, big bets, big plays.
Today I'm laying the big wood.
This is the Layin' Wood Report, brought to you by Mr. Plywood, serving Portland for over 50 years.
Vilda dribbling at Thorhaldsen, cuts it back, gets it back to DaCosta outside the top of the box, near side of the field. DaCosta will shoot from distance! David DaCosta hasn't done much, but he scored a goal to put the Timbers out in front by 2 in the 68th minute.
Yeah, there's Fletcher Johnson. Portland tapping that ass yesterday. San Diego, see you later. Get out of here. 3-1 loss. What? Timbers laying wood, baby.
They absolutely did lay the wood to San Diego last night. 1-1. Gave it a good tap. 3-1 final.
Lane Wood Report brought to you by Mr. Plywood, serving Portland for over 60 years. Go Timbers. Delivery, custom cutting, special orders. Visit them, mrplywoodinc.com or on Southeast Stark Street.
Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Timbers came up big for new manager Marti Cifuentes. Get a pair of second-half goals for a 3-1 result over San Diego FC. And they now slide into the 9th spot in the standings all alone. That's the final wildcard spot, but they're only 3 points out of 6th in the West. They'll be on the road Saturday taking on LAFC. Week 2 of the NFL preseason with a pair of games tonight. Raiders are in Houston to take on the Texans, who are 1.5-point favorites there. That's at 5 on ESPN. 7 o'clock on the NFL Network. Niners and Chargers from LA. San Francisco, a 1.5-point favorite there. Both Brock Purdy and Justin Herbert are expected to start at quarterback. The second of the 3 FedEx Cup playoff tournaments on the PGA Tour is in St. Louis, Belle Reve Country Club for the BMW Championships. Gary Woodland has grabbed the lead 3 under through 7, 1 shot clear of Sahith Theegala. Scotty Scheffler going to tee off at 11:30 in the final group. Jason Swigart from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the
Let's do this. Final hour. Dirt and Sprague here, Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 FM, The Fan, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody.
I was thinking of dudes.
All right, that's okay. We got a lot to get to in the final hour of the show. We have, dare I say, reasons to watch preseason football tonight.
It's a Trey Lance revenge night.
I'd not even thought about that.
Oh, buddy, it's all I'm thinking about right now.
He's going to get his payback in the second half, putting up some numbers on the Niners. Will that one get testy? Because it sounded like the Chargers kind of smoked him at their joint practices, but it's, joint practices.
Sure.
Are we going to get a little fisticuffs at any point in that game? Something to keep an eye on.
I don't think they fight in the games. They fight in the practices.
Yeah, knowing you're not going to get fined or thrown out.
Well, and also, how many guys are fighting that are still trying to prove things? They can get away with it in practice.
The only reason you fight in a preseason game is because you want to get kicked out. You're done.
Yeah,
I don't need this crap anymore.
We find out tonight. Was Trey Lance the right pick, or should it always been Mac Jones?
It is. We're going to have Mac Jones versus Trey Lance
Mac
tonight.
Jones.
Very, very, very good point.
DJ Uiagalelei.
That's right.
They look solid in their first game.
Sneakily hanging around. What do you have, 160 yards and a tutty?
Look at that. We got reasons. But before we do that, I'd be remiss if I did not wish you both.
Yeah.
Happy National Radio Day.
There you go.
Hey, is it Happy National Radio
Did you
Day?
get your Odyssey points?
I just discovered this because I got an email and I thought, you know what? Look at that. Somebody recognized me. What did I do?
You've been recognized.
What if my wonderful coworkers must have thought that dirt man in the morning's doing such a great job? I want to give him some honor. And then I opened the email and it said, you've been given 20 Odyssey bucks for National
Does anybody
Radio Day.
even use these anymore?
I
Do
have
we know
no
how
idea.
to use them in general anymore?
I'm still waiting for my backpack. Want my backpack.
I got
Anyways.
Padres tickets. I'll call that good enough.
There you go.
You cashed your Odyssey points in for Padre tickets. What do we got in the Magic Hat today?
First up, that's a lot of meth.
Yeah, that is a lot of meth. Did you see the story out
I
of
did not see this story.
270 pounds?
Whoa!
That's a
truck
lot of meth.
was pulled over
That is
in Oregon.
Jesus.
Of course.
270 pounds of meth. Guess where the guy lived? Now, this is going to be a dangerous game.
I don't want to play that game. I'm not playing that game.
Oh,
I'm
we
not
got-
playing that game.
There's
Play
a
the
couple.
game.
Woodburn?
Gresham.
Any more? You guys?
Estacada.
Oh, that was it.
Is it?
Estacada, 270 pounds
We
of
were
meth
honing in on it.
from a man in Estacada.
That's a lot. How much does that look like in a trunk?
An entire truck
An entire-
bed
yeah.
was packed. And
Wow.
I mean saran, wrapped and taped and everything. Dude, it's legitimately
Ready for market?
What did he
my
get? What
God.
did he get pulled over for?
Because
Because I always wonder those when you get pulled over.
Yeah,
Could you
was it like a random traffic stop? He had a brake light that wasn't working,
Right.
or did
Expired
they figure
tags.
out it was him and they were tracking him and
Yeah, knew
said,
that
okay,
there
we're
was
following this. We ran the plates and waiting for somebody to tell them, okay, you can take it now.
It says he was sentenced to federal prison Wednesday, found with 270 pounds of meth. He was sentenced to more than 14 years.
Holy hell.
With 5 years supervised release for possession with the intent to distribute meth. He says an investigation, alleged drug trafficker. So they basically were on to him being
I think
a drug trafficker.
that's when they're on. They find out, they verify with the license plate or whatever that it's him, and then you're on the radio back to headquarters. Do we have a warrant? Can we take this car down?
Could you imagine?
So it's a legitimate
Dude,
arrest.
I'm just going to assume now when I see these trucks, how many of these people are carrying drugs?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we do that with white vans. I still do that when I see white vans. And
You
there's
assume?
no description, and there's
It's either
the windows look
that
janky,
or,
and there's a busted tire, and you're like, dude, there's something's getting trafficked in there.
illegal,
get 'em from SoCal, by
illegal
the way.
reptiles.
Could you imagine the feeling of driving a truck with nearly 300 pounds of methamphetamine in the bed, and a cop pulls up behind you?
Wasn't that the Clint Eastwood movie, The Mule?
Yeah.
I never saw
He's
it.
old and he basically needs money,
Yeah,
so he
needs
just becomes a
money.
mule.
A drug mule.
Yeah.
Start
And, yeah,
going
it's-
back and
Didn't-
forth.
What, like was his wife diagnosed with cancer or something like
it's
that?
Clint Eastwood, so
Yeah, I know.
like something
cares?
happened to
Yeah.
her, but he has. I think there's a few scenes where like a cop
It's just tailing him for a bit,
is
but no
behind
lights
and
on.
he's
You're
freaking
like,
out.
yeah,
and,
dude. Oh my god.
We can't eat what?
Yeah, look, we're on a bit of a bad streak in America.
What?
For not being able to eat certain foods. Have you seen the latest one that has been affected?
Well, I actually have.
Oh, do we have a double dip the chip
I think
scenario?
we have a double dip chip here, but yeah, I saw this.
Do you have
absolutely.
audio for this story? Is
I
there
do.
audio I'm unaware of? Okay, I would have played the audio if so.
But I have a question stemming from it.
You can no longer eat if you shop at a Publix. You cannot eat blueberries anymore. They have reached the highest level, the highest risk classification from the FDA amid an investigation into potentially dangerous E. coli outbreak that already 12 people have gotten sick. Already 4 are in the hospital. It is a Class 1 recall of frozen blueberries if you shop. Most illnesses right now are in Florida and Georgia.
What?
But we can add to the list of, I don't even know how long the list is at this point. I feel like every week there's a new announcement. We had this when we were in Sun River.
That's why you need to go to your local farmer's market.
Yes. Get some blueberries there and get it organic.
There you go.
Or we have blueberry plants in the backyard. Love having a good blueberry plant. Go pick them off. Teddy Ball Game loves doing that. We had this in Sun River. I totally spaced on. We had a couple nights where we made dinners, and we were responsible for dinner one night. So I just went and got bagged lettuce. Didn't even think about it, and I brought it back, and it was like, it was the Taylor Farms or whatever the company was. That was all they sold at the Sun River grocery store.
You bought Taylor Farm lettuce?
Like, we're gonna roll the dice on this.
Everybody okay?
We ate it. We ended up eating it. We were okay. I washed it.
When I went to In-N-Out, because we went to In-N-Out when we landed, I was like, I ordered our sandwiches, and I went, wait a minute. You guys got good lettuce?
It's like, let me see your lettuce in the back.
And she goes, our lettuce is fine. Trust me. And I was like, okay, I'll
Do
take
you trust
the lettuce.
an In-N-Out? Are they trustworthy? They tell you to trust our lettuce?
All their stuff is fresh.
Yeah, they're.
Is it everyday fresh?
Yeah, they don't freeze the beef.
What about their lettuce? Is their lettuce fresh every day?
If their beef is never frozen, and I watched them cut up their potatoes.
I don't question
fries,
the beef. That's not the problem right now.
No,
most of this is infecting veggies and
they
fruits.
have to have local distribution. Which is why when they go into a market, they like to generally have multiple locations.
Maybe you shouldn't fire half of the staff of every department in the government and deregulate everything.
Yeah.
It's almost. I think also dog food has been added to the.
Oh yeah, there's dog foods in our
There's certain brands
too?
of dog food that are in this now.
Well, corporations always care about us, so they would never do anything questionable in
But
the
everything's
practices
great.
of putting products
amazing.
together.
All the food's good.
So stay away from the blueberries, okay?
Cool. By the way, what is the risk factor? This is what I was going to ask in my blueberry version. If I told you ate a blueberry, what's the smallest percentage you would accept eating the blueberry if you knew there was a chance you become the blueberry girl from Willy Wonka?
How long am I the blueberry girl?
Also, how did they kill her? Did they just puncture her with a sword? Because the guy in Ted Lasso's not wrong. All of those children died.
They absolutely did. Can I be the blueberry girl for like 15 minutes and then I shrink back down?
No.
Is it like a day? Is it an hour?
You don't know.
Then I'm not eating any blueberries.
No.
Not a single chance.
I could live without blueberries.
I said it's a 0.03 chance that
I
happens
enjoy my
to you.
blueberries, but I can find raspberries at that
I'm
point.
anti-blueberry muffin. I don't like it in like pastries.
You don't like blueberry muffin?
I don't.
muffin?
Crazy.
Get Swigard. Swigard, sit this one out. Okay?
He sit it out. You
Food comments from you? Do you know that Swigard won't eat cantaloupe?
What?
Or watermelon?
I hate melons. Melons are gross.
Let's sit this one out. Okay?
Well, you don't like anything.
You're not allowed to question any random food takes. It's not
Dude,
allowed.
those melons, they give you the nectar of the gods, man.
They're fantastic.
How do you not like watermelon?
I ate half of a watermelon myself yesterday. We got one. I cut it up. As I'm cutting it, I'm like, he's biting it as it goes on.
But I told him, I said, I would love to have some sort of science nutritionist or something, like somehow sample my taste buds to see like how, like the things I don't like at all.
Except mayonnaise. We've established this.
Show beef. Show beef.
Show beef. Speaking of show beef, there we go. There's the start of some show beef right there. I'll be very transparent here. I'm going to play a clip. This is out of Detroit, Fox 2.
Detroit's been giving us just Magic Hat gold lately.
They had an Eat the Beaver one last week. Or was that earlier this week or last week? I can't remember.
That was last week.
Yeah, it was
Oh, like they said it on the newscast?
They were talking about eating exotic foods.
Exotic foods. Yeah. Literally.
Would you eat the beaver?
Yes.
And then one guy just lost
And then one guy lost it.
That's like when that guy was reading the news and he started losing it because the name of a prize pig was Crisp E. Bacon.
Yeah, that was Good Day Detroit.
Yeah,
so that was the NBC affiliate. Now we got something from the Fox affiliate.
Fox 2 Detroit. Swag and I have actually had off-air legitimate back and forths, but nothing on air. Like, we give each other grief once in a while, but like nothing quite. This is Fox 2 Detroit, and it leaked on the internet. A little catfight brewed.
I'm going to have to do that again. What's up, Trace?
I think you're in a...
I am. I'm in Amy's script, the Amy's Angels one. There was, the second thing didn't make sense, so I was just trying to fix that part. And
It's not even marked off. Like, We're still working.
I know, but I didn't have time because we have to do this, so I was still reading it. See, I mean, I can't wait for you to go through them all, and then I go through them, because then I'm already getting ready by then. But this time we had to do the PSAs, so. Finish what?
What I was trying to say.
Okay, because Sean just came in here and said something about marking off. Go ahead. I don't think you are. You're walking out really angry. Jeez, oh, Pete.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
Can I please finish what I'm going to say? What the fuck? Grow up.
Hands.
I'm so done with her antics, telling on me every 5 seconds. I'm done.
Jeez-o Pete's.
Jeez-o Pete's needs to be
Jeez-o
a drop.
Pete's.
I'll get
Is Jeez-o Pete's a drop? That needs to be
That's
a
a
drop.
great phrase.
Can I ask
Pete's.
why you're clearly willing to cuss?
Well-oiled unit.
This is not a Fernando Mendoza where he he won't say cuss words, and then he says gosh, there are different things in his. She
I'm
makes
guessing
it in
Jeez
between two
Pete's
cuss
is like
words.
a family phrase from wherever she's from.
She also might be uber religious, and
But
there's
she cussed. There was other cusses
That's not
words in there.
saying JC's name though. Some people
okay, I
are
see
really
what you're
against
doing.
that.
That's
so.
fair.
And she sounded like she might have come from more Minnesota, Wisconsin. with
Jeez-o
that,
Pete's is definitely a Midwest vibe.
and worked
isn't
her
it?
way up
Jeez-o
to the big
Pete's?
city of Detroit from Kenosha, Wisconsin, or something.
He texted in and said, "I'm a nutritional therapist." Swag sounds like a little bee.
Accurate. What's the best food item that could be called Jeez-o Pete's? You'd see it and you go, I gotta have it.
Oh, I gotta have me some Jeez-o Pete's.
I mean, it can't be
Or what is-
Pete's.
So Jeez-o Pete's is
It can't be
the
Pete's.
brand. What does Jeez-o Pete's make?
That's what I'm saying. What's the product?
Pizza Bites.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Like a happy fat Italian guy
Eating little pizza bites.
Little pizza bites in his fingers.
Jeez-o Pete's pizza bagels. Come on down. Get your Jeez-o Pete's pizza bagels.
Jeez-o Pete's, great one.
Cheese curds.
Cheese curds.
Cheese curds is another solid one. That's a good pull.
I thought this was America.
Yeah, look, if you're wondering what my future would be if I didn't work in radio, I think I might have found my example. But thankfully, I avoided this path, and now I get to just talk about sports for a living.
Well, you maintain you'd be a golf course maintenance guy.
Yeah, there's that. But I think I eventually would have gone into some form of coaching. And maybe I will someday, right? Little Teddy ball game
got
goes
a
up.
form of coaching.
I think I would have gotten into some form of coach. If I wouldn't have worked in radio, my pathway probably would have been like, can I be an elementary school PE teacher and then coach at the middle school or the high?
So you'd be Dan Lanning.
I'd be Dan Lanning.
You'd drive 8 hours through the
That-
night.
Right.
I would not do
Right,
it.
kids.
I
Too
think
lazy
you
to do
would
that.
if you had the right opportunity.
Yeah, maybe you would. This comes to you from Gunnersville, Alabama.
Of course it does.
Now, the rival high school, pronunciation-wise, I'm just going to shoot from the hip here.
I don't care. Go
The
ahead.
context of where it is makes this a little funny. Gunnersville's high school, their new associate head coach and defensive coordinator has been resigned because he was charged with public intoxication at the Arab High School Jamboree Friday night. ARAB. I don't know how else you would pronounce that. Arab High School, Alabama. I had a brief
we
trouble
don't
there.
need to hang on it, man. It's okay.
Does anybody else find that a little funny and ironic? No? Anyways, okay. Gunnersville School City Board met. They called a session on Monday to call for his resignation. Here is what happened. They were at a jamboree. This guy had a couple of pops, couple of sodas, clearly, because he was publicly intoxicated. He then snuck on to the Arab High sideline and claimed to sideline officials that he was covering high school football for the Birmingham News.
Sure.
And he flashed like a makeshift
Media credential.
of like, I'm just reporting it. He had a little notebook. He's like, I'm just taking notes, writing about the game. Don't worry about me. And it was just a jamboree, mind you. It wasn't even a real game. He was just trying to scout his opponent. They quickly figured out, one, who still covers high school football in America? Not very many people.
Not newspapers.
Not the Birmingham
It's blogs.
newspaper. And that doesn't exist. This guy's also seeming a little drunk, and he's got booze on his breath, and he has been fired for public intoxication.
That'll do it.
And he tried to pull a Connor Stallions of high school football in Gunnersville, Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I thought this was America. What happened to us? We used to be a proper country.
What would you do if this was your best friend?
I think it's hilarious. I'd probably book him on the show, to be honest with you. Because this guy kind of went viral. It's one of those stories that, like, ended up passing through and everybody's retweeting and all that in the football circles.
But, like, you still have to go out and be better than the other team. You can know a couple of their plays, but it's a jamboree. You're not going to see anything.
Also, I don't know if this is one of those high schools that just has people who coach football who don't actually work at the school, but if he's a teacher, that's a whole, like, is he still a teacher?
That's a different deal.
Is he still a teacher?
You're always a teacher.
Should you be allowed to be a teacher?
When you're a teacher,
if you're publicly intoxicated at a jamboree,
on school property where alcohol is forbidden,
are you going to keep your job?
No.
But what if you didn't drink on school property? You're just drunk.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
You cannot be intoxicated on school property.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't want to talk about Park Road.
Hell in a handbasket here. I never drank on school property.
No, it's usually Eastmoreland Golf Course that you did.
Never.
All right, this might have to carry over, but we'll start. Hell yes, Jason.
Look, I know there's a lot of people in the media that are controversial or polarizing. Pat McAfee seems to be this right now. Stephen A. is kind of this, right? The Kelsey brothers, I think, have risen to the level of this a little bit. Like, some people don't like them, or maybe they do, and I'm wrong on this.
Or maybe they're just over. It's oversaturation.
Maybe,
of the
yeah.
Kelseys.
I like the Kelsey brothers. I don't regularly consume the content, but I like Jason on ESPN.
You can regulate your own amount of consumption.
You absolutely can. Jason Kelsey they have their own beer, and they've partnered with Liquid Death, which is glorified water in a can.
Okay. Is it legitimately just water?
Yeah.
I've never had a Liquid Death.
Just water.
$5 a can.
It's $5 a can?
It's all-time great branding. You think it's something...
I had no idea. I've heard and I've seen of it. I've never had a Liquid Death before.
And you may have ventured and said, wait, this is just water. It's just water.
Okay.
Anyways, they have made a new drink project, and instead of saying, like, hey, Jason Kelsey here, he's made an entire song and commercial of what to do when you consume his beer and his water and how to use those resources. Take a listen to the song. You'll get it.
AI data centers waste millions of gallons of water. That's why Liquid Death and Garage Beer have decided to team up. We want your pee to cool these data centers.
We want your pee. Please give us your pee. Let's pee on computers together. 'Cause we need lots of pee. Endless gallons of pee. Join our important endeavor. Please give us your pee. Let's be on computers together. Save humanity. We want your pee.
With Garage Beer's classic light beer and Liquid Death sparkling energy, the light beer of energy drinks, it's never been easier to create pee.
Let's be on computers together. Save humanity.
So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and have another Garage Beer or Liquid Death Sparkling Energy. Then send your pee to the AI data center of your choice. We even make it easy with these collectible, sealable mugs.
That is
that's just
so perfect.
That's perfect.
I mean,
that's perfect.
I hope data centers start having pee delivered because of that advertising.
I hope it got people walking up to the side of the building and just peeing on them. Just go walk up and pee.
I think you'll get actually shot if you
probably
try
a security guard that'll take you out if you do.
It's one of the 9 jobs they promise.
Can we? So 2 bits of things there. A little on-air producing.
Yeah.
Jizo Pete's needs to be a drop. That's got to be something.
I will get Jizo Pete's.
I think that Jason Kelsey at the start, before they sing it, there's a saying version of "We Want Your Pee." Be a pretty good job, dude.
I mean, it's a great song.
It's a fantastic
And it's just
song.
a bunch of people walking in a field with different jars of pee.
Yeah.
Can
I say
Did they get the old? That sounds like the people that produced the Bud Light.
The voice guy was to say maybe or something.
Something like that.
Or the jingle sound was?
No. What was the campaign? They made one out of me as a joke. Oh, what was that? It was Budweiser or Bud Light.
Budweiser made a campaign after you?
No. The guys here made a jokey one.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't remember. I got nothing.
Was this before our time?
No, it might have been before but it was, they had the big announcer and it was like random people in their jobs, but they built them up to be moments of greatness or something.
Oh, I think I vaguely remember Yeah.
It
was like accountants and stuff. I also don't feel oversaturation with Jason Kelsey.
Oh, I don't either.
Now,
The
you might
McAfee
this
one
year,
I get. Like,
because
I get
he's
it.
going to be on in the booth with Dave Pash
For the third game or the
for
secondary
the
games or whatever.
extra
Yeah.
But it's
Monday
him,
night-
it's McAfee, it's SVP for the
Well, that's Monday Night
Football
Countdown.
stuff.
For
Yeah.
Monday Night Countdown, yeah.
But-
I get why maybe some
Yeah.
people do. The Kelseys are a bit, they're all over the place, and their podcast is huge, and the Taylor Swift stuff, I understand. But I don't know. I enjoy all of his content. I think he's really funny, and yeah,
I
that
think
was
that's
hilarious
because he doesn't take himself too seriously.
He
At
does
least
not.
Jason Kelsey
He also
doesn't.
seems like a genuinely good dude.
Yes, and there's not a constant complaint or
Right.
woe is me. Why is everybody
Right,
so, yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Anyways, we got more Magic Hat. That's just one half of it. There's a second half to come, and it is next on The Fan.
1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the U.S. Tennis Association and the U.S. Open hoping to avoid some of the same controversies that the players brought up during Wimbledon and the French Open, announcing the singles champions will earn $5.5 million, the highest winnings in Grand Slam tennis history. That is a 20% increase in purse from last year, a 44% jump since 2024, as the top players in tennis have been threatening Grand Slam boycotts as the revenues and the budgets for these Grand Slam tournaments continue to go up while the overall percentage going to the total purse has been decreasing.
By the way, saw it while I was out. Suck it, Infantino. Your whole idea of the World Cup thing.
He's done.
Well, he's not done, but his
just
idea
about
is
done.
Yeah, well, wait and see. I hope he is, because
another vice president pulled the support for him.
I'm sure the next guy will be cleaner.
They'll finally get it eventually.
Yeah, next guy will do it.
When we visited the San Diego Zoo, they have a delightful little program. For $8 extra, you can hand feed the giraffes.
Oh.
And the giraffes come over, they lean their long ass necks down, and you hand them a biscuit or a little leaf thing. And
you used to be able to do that for free at the Oregon Zoo.
Well, the Oregon Zoo, I don't know if you can do that anymore. I've never done it. So we did it in San Diego. Anyways, family did it, took a photo, walked away to the side of the enclosure. The giraffes, they fed. One just takes an absolute leak. Everybody notices.
Yeah.
Including the male who came over.
Oh.
He put that tongue in that pee. And then we got asked, why did he do that? Well, it's because males drink the urine of the female giraffe to see if they're ready to get down hot and heavy.
It's an aphrodisiac?
Oh, yeah. Had to explain my
Maybe
nephew.
Jason Kelsey's onto something.
Drinking pee is a kink.
Tell you what, man, those giraffes, impressive tongues. Look, it's been a rough season for my baseball team. They blow. They're terrible. There's nothing noteworthy. And
quite an MLB debut
we
for
got
your boy
swept by the
yesterday.
Twins, buddy.
That's all right. Hey, my broadcaster's retiring too, so that made me depressed. So it's a whole thing this year. Yesterday, though, a debut by a player. His nickname is Tugboat. He is 6'1", 275 pounds, Matt Tugboat Wilkinson, and he is an absolute fat ass on the mound.
That's me. He's 275 pounds.
2 shutout innings. He looked great. Let's go Tugboat. At least I got that to look forward to.
There's your update from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, one half of the Magic Hat down, another half to go.
Eat your own bud.
Where will we go from here? I don't know.
A giraffe was.
The giraffe was trying to, man. He was trying to get in there.
Sing it, Herbie.
Sing it, Herbie. Look, we talked earlier about the Chargers at length. Harbaugh, Herbert, the pressure cooker of franchise guy who can win it versus coach who has been all-time great, but he is still chasing what? The illustrious Vince Lombardi trophy.
What's his brother got that he doesn't have?
Well, which Harbaugh is better?
I'd take Jim as the better coach, but John's got the thing that matters. It's
does.
kind of the Eli Peyton thing when Eli had 2.
Well,
everybody
Peyton ended up with 2.
He ended up with 2, but for the time, it's like nobody would say Eli's a better quarterback, but he's got 2 of them things.
Exactly. Justin Herbert in the last 2 years, I would say, we played his music video with his girlfriend, who he's just lollygagging on the beach with.
Did you see the report, by the way, that you were out? Somebody scooped that that has been a push from the NFL. They are trying to pub wives and girlfriends to entice more female football fans.
Oh,
and
I
so
mean,
they
that's
are
not shocking to find out
and
at
they
all.
are pushing it into all of their
Taylor
algorithms.
Swift,
exactly.
The pink jersey,
line
like,
1. They did it with I don't know who Joe Burrow's girlfriend is or I don't know if they're married, whatever. But Joe Burrow's gal.
Uh-huh.
There was one other player, and then Herbert and Madison Beer were the other ones.
Yeah, that's not surprising. And there's a ton of women that love the NFL. It's great that you want to include them. Justin Herbert has become the spokesman of a few companies. He did the Sasquatch soap one. That's just great. Well, his latest trend,
he had a SoFi one, I think.
Yeah, he's got SoFi. That's the obvious link up with the stadium. He's got his latest campaign, and he's singing with an imaginary buffalo. Take a listen.
Man, Justin, this new Buffalo Wild Wings throwback menu makes me feel like I'm making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound, doodly doodly doo. And now I wonder
'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you tonight.
You have a beautiful voice for a quarterback.
So Justin Herbert now is
Buffalo Wild Wings.
singing in a Buffalo Wild Wings commercial.
Not bad pipes.
I mean, come
on. Stop. I think he gets it.
Back to the pipes.
I think he
thing.
got
Those
it from the
aren't
wife.
pipes.
Him
He's
and the
talking.
wife sharing pipes right now. We got pipe sharing.
He's talk singing. He's not.
That's right.
But I say this about him. He is obviously very introverted, but in a lot of ways, you can see somebody that was introverted for so long.
Yeah.
That is becoming an adult and comfortable with who they are. He's a little awkward, but I like that he's kind of the face of some of these things.
He's always struck me as a guy, and I obviously don't know him, but you hear stories from people that he's got a hilarious sense of humor. His teammates all love him. There is a Justin Herbert on camera and a Justin Herbert off camera.
Yeah.
Not that he's two different people, like
No,
he's a
but there
good or bad
definitely
person, but he's
more guarded publicly than he is privately.
He's not a great interview or compelling interview, but if you get him in a locker room setting, he's a hilarious guy that his teammates love.
I golfed with somebody not that long ago, and they told me a story that a few years back, when Mariota was still looked at as maybe the franchise guy in Tennessee, came back and he had a golf tournament in Eugene or somewhere near there. And so it's this big Oregon Duck, fan/alum player golf tournament, and it's the same scoring system we use for the Fan Golf Classic, right? And the team that ended up having the lowest score, one of their players just couldn't show up to the tournament, so they played with 3.
So somebody got an extra shot.
shot. And they're good sticks. They saw their score. They were nervous going in because oh, crap, we're going to get a lot of grief for this.
Right.
And the winner was supposed to get paid trip out to one of the Tennessee Titan football games and be hooked up in the best possible way.
That's a hell of a Nashville for a weekend.
So they turn in the score, and the story goes that they turn the scorecard in, and Herbert is like his second or third year in, or maybe it was his final year, comes in, he's done playing, he turns, he looks at the scores, he examines, he sees the scoring card of the 3-man team, and he just simply goes, bull ass! And slams the table and walks away. And because it was so controversial, guess what they did that year?
Didn't give him the prize?
They did a raffle for the number 1 prize. And somebody that was in 12th place got the all expenses paid Tennessee Titans experience.
Yeah, I heard that he knew how to have a good time in Eugene, but knew how big of a persona he was.
Definitely.
He's 6'6", he stands out like a sore thumb.
All of those guys do.
And so he found the hole-in-the-wall places outside of Eugene that he could go to have a good time.
Is there video of Joe Burrow doing cage stands? I don't recall that.
Not quite as many people.
They know what they're doing.
Or as many eyeballs.
Oh, Portland.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit earlier with the Timber stuff, and I teased some Magic had things to get to. Just 2 little bits, and this is one of the primary reasons that whenever the Moda Center stuff came up and the idea of how dare we spend our tax dollars on this, I think there was a lot of rational-minded people that were like, but don't we waste tax dollars on a lot of really stupid stuff? So dare me to throw 2 that were in the news yesterday at you.
I think I saw these.
The Centennial Mills building where you were in the process of knocking down right over here, right next to us.
Blew it up.
I tried to go that route. I totally forgot it was on fire a week or 2 ago, and I was leaving trying to go that way, and I'm like, nope, that's closed. Got to turn around and go a different direction.
Yeah.
We're in the process of blowing it up, taking it down. Well, it came out, this was a report via K2 News yesterday, that the city of Portland over the last 6 years, we have had plan after plan after plan after plan to find a way to revitalize the building and turn it into something different.
Mm-hmm.
In a shocking development, none of those plans went anywhere.
Or haven't we always turned away people that want to do something, and they're like, well, you can't for this reason.
We as a city, in the last 6 years, for the building that but caught on fire, and now we're in the middle of knocking down and tearing down, in the last 6 years, we have spent more than $12 million of our tax money on studying different things that we could say we could develop this building into, and now we're knocking it down with demolitions. The other bit of Portland news that came out was that there was an auditor. I don't know if we hired the auditor. I don't know the full story behind it.
It's the one I saw.
Essentially, that the city has wasted, and I think this was just in the last year, $650,000 hiring temporary contractors for an HR project that they could not complete.
Well, they weren't qualified. They were underqualified people that they hired.
But God forbid.
I know. Almost
Public
$13
money.
million on a destroyed building and underqualified people working.
How dare we even contemplate?
This is crazy.
And it's one of the reasons that every time a city councilor would try and stand on a soapbox and say, we owe it to the citizens, we got to be responsible with our tax dollars, of like, do you think we're stupid? Do you not think that we know? Look at the tax revenue that we bring in with the high taxes that we have in the city. You think every single dollar you're spending is going to a useful thing? So I just took a couple of things of Portland on display.
I mean, we could do that every day.
Every day in
honestly.
every city as well. But in the idea of how dare we spend money on a stadium, I can at least use a stadium and go to the stadium and enjoy the stadium.
Yeah, for multiple reasons.
An abandoned building that we spent $12 million on over 6 years for undeveloped plans that we're now knocking down, I cannot personally enjoy that.
I mean, I go back to the Merritt Paulson thing. Like, he's not wrong. We need, and I don't know what that's going to take. I'm not smart enough or qualified enough. You need to get out of the business way. Like, it's one thing to want to tax certain incomes and tax bracket. Like, dude, they hit small businesses. It's not easy as a small business in the city. They need to start turning this around now.
That's why so many are shutting down.
It's already a big problem.
Yep.
So it's I don't want to fearmonger or anything. It's just a reality of what we're facing. I made a grave mistake earlier. Before the show, I asked Swag, what year did Ron Wyden start as a representative? Because I didn't know. Because Ron Wyden clip was getting played for a report, and I'm like, Ron Wyden's been a politician my entire life. I remember being a child seeing Ron Wyden commercials.
Yeah.
And Swag goes into this Gordon Smith, Ron Wyden were Batman and Robin, but they were Republican and Democrat. Dude, I made a grave mistake. I brought that up, and Swag started like firing off at me.
Political takes.
Just huge anti-Merkley. He ruined everything. I was like, dude, you've been holstering this one for a decade.
He has been in office.
1980.
Yeah, 1980.
Became a senator in 96. I was 9 years old when he was a senator.
Yep.
And he started as a politician before I was alive.
It's a long time.
My oldest brother wasn't alive.
It's a long time ago.
I'm going to be 40.
Swag was like 30 when he took office.
Term limits.
Yeah, we could definitely use him.
What would Ron Wyden do if he couldn't be a politician? What do you think his job or skills are?
I don't know. He's been in office so long. I don't know what the other skills are at this point.
I don't know what did
he do before?
What he did.
He's teasing with Wright Gazaway about how he can just call up Adam Silver. They're best buds.
That's right. I remember.
I mean, he's been there every time Silver's come around. I know that.
Well, Swag said he thinks he's the most powerful man in the state.
Oh, I don't disagree with that at all. Ron Wyden?
I do.
Who's more powerful than Ron Wyden?
Phil Knight.
Have you seen Nike stock lately?
Well,
it's not going good.
I
mean, he's doing
the
fine.
biggest sports apparel company in the world, and it's in our backyard.
Side conversation of like, man, it's alarming.
What?
Just that it continues to plummet.
Yeah, I know, but
at some point there's got to be a bottom, you would imagine. But I think we would have said that a few bottoms ago.
You know what's funny? Side note.
Yeah.
Was at a Nike in San Diego because, why not? And I was with somebody, and I pulled up this Nike. It's like a pullover, but for golf. And I looked at this, and I went, like, why would anybody wear this? They need to revamp their golf clothes. And I have a take that the LeBron YouTube video
is going to help it. You think he's going to redesign it?
I think he's going to come out with a golf line. I do. I think that's the next move.
Will it cost as much as Sunday Red?
No, but I won't be cheap, but no golf clothes are cheap, right?
No, they're not.
And anyways, I held this pullover up, and I go, who would wear this? Like, nobody would wear this golfing. What did I see that night? The LeBron video. Guess what he was wearing? I went, well, now it's going to sell out. Now I'm an idiot.
He's got to wear Nike everywhere he goes. He's got no options, man.
It's like got desert. It's got all this.
It's not good, dude. Their golf stuff's been horrible for years.
Just ugly.
Yeah, it's one of the main problems that they have. Anyways, there's a Magic Hat every Thursday at 9 o'clock. It always delivers 100% of the time. Let's get you set. We actually got some things to watch for tonight, and we'll dive into it next. Close it up on the Fan. Cheezo Beats, it's already our final segment of the day.
That again?
That went fast.
Jeez, oh Pete!
What happens when the Beavers lose their 7th game in a row?
Jeez,
We want your pee.
Whoa, what?
God bless the beaver.
You know?
By the way,
Why not?
ice cream bars, we forgot to add those. Fruit bars specifically, and now sourdough bread as of an hour ago have both been recalled.
We can't have sourdough bread anymore?
Well, this is the bad part. The headlines come out,
Yeah,
and
and
they
you're
don't
like,
tell you the company.
Or it's
the
a
region.
specific store or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
Because I think the
region of the
blueberries
country or
it's just
something like
Publix
that.
grocery stores, which I don't believe we have any on
Well,
the
it's
West Coast.
Goodwise Organic Frozen Blueberries. That's the
Okay.
name of it.
Yeah.
Avoid Goodwise Organic Blueberries. You should be good. But, like, the FDA is recalling bread due to contamination with shards of metal. This fruit bar that you buy, I forget the name, it's very popular, contains shards of glass.
What are we doing here? How do you get shards of glass in food?
You literally abolish
How
regulation.
do you get, how?
Companies are allowed
Where's
to do
the
whatever
glass
they want.
coming from? Did something break? You didn't clean it up?
The packaging, the plants, it's very big.
It's like, what are we doing here,
Very
man?
detailed.
If you take away my sourdough bread, I'm not going to be very happy. Of all the ones that would hit me in the feels the most, I got to be honest, I think the sourdough bread does it for me. I love sourdough bread.
I'm trying to find.
I like it.
What's your go-to bread?
I've been doing the Dave's Killer Bread, the wheat with the nut.
Yeah, you like your nuts and your wheat.
The problem
Is
is
that the power seed or whatever?
yeah, the
it's
power
called?
seed. The problem is that like it molds too quickly, so I'm having to put my loaves in the fridge.
You got to put your load in the fridge?
Loaves.
Loaves.
Easy.
Sorry. Easy.
Jeez, oh Pete!
Exactly.
We should just say that to a guest randomly after they say something crazy, like
Give us an
you
answer.
Can't laugh.
Cheezo Pete's.
You
What
just
was
gotta
that?
say, Cheezo Pete's.
Try that tomorrow with the dirty poll countdown.
with the guy we
continuing.
have on
Hey,
tomorrow.
who could it be?
I
Who's
don't
number
know.
11? I don't know. You got to tune in and
I
find
love,
out.
if I'm gonna have a sandwich, if I'm gonna go make a big sandwich, I love a good rye, good marble rye.
But what do you have in your house? That's
we
different.
don't have bread in the house.
You don't have bread in the house?
What the hell? What's wrong with you?
What is the matter with you?
You don't eat toast?
I get that she's on the act. She doesn't like doing the carb
She can't
stuff. I
say
get
no.
it.
Is she not an adult?
Is there a loaf of bread in there? She's going to like pound the whole loaf?
The only bread we have right now, and it was left over, like
if
every
you-
once in a while I'll make the big French toast. So
Yeah.
there's some brioche in there.
Okay. You don't ever do no impromptu sandwiches? No.
You know, meth is
nothing.
available via purchase on the streets. You don't see me like not controlling myself. She can't just not eat bread?
Is that you with the 278 pounds?
You
had all that
can't
in the
have
truck?
bread in your house? It's a very odd thing to say.
Well,
Get it away from me. That's the great
If
curve
she's not
bit.
gonna eat it,
So
and like
what's the
doesn't want
problem?
me to make meals with it or anything like that,
It's one of my favorite Kerr bits is when he's at the dinner party and the gal, she's on a diet and they're eating cake at the end. She says, Larry, I need you to hold me accountable. Don't let me have any of this cake. And he's like, all right, I'll take you for it.
And then she gets mad,
And then she wants to have the cake and he ends up in like a wrestling. You said no! You said no! He said, just in case.
So hold on. You make like a spaghetti.
You don't have a little
dip
We're not having pasta.
Okay.
God, man.
Is this Is this like your choice, or are you forced to do this?
How often are you tempted to do like why don't we do our own dinners tonight?
Do you make your own decisions on what you eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you said we don't have
because you'll smoke a pork butt on your own, even though she doesn't like the pig.
Exactly.
You'll smoke that butt.
Yeah, why is the pork butt okay, but the bread's
You can't make a side dish of pasta?
Do I want to go through all of that trouble for just one side dish of pasta?
Do you tell her that she can't have certain items in the house?
No, because I do all the shopping and cooking.
So there's never strawberries in your house?
There's never strawberries. There's no mayonnaise in the house. There's no melons.
I probably eat some form of pasta 3 days a week.
Now, I will get her. She likes some vegetables that I don't like that she will take to her lunches for work.
Sure, you'll add on.
So cucumbers, broccoli, cauliflower.
But the no bread thing, I'm kind of confused by this. What happens if you get bread?
Yeah.
Usually it'll go bad. Like I'll get it for maybe one time I will want a sandwich or something, but it usually goes bad before the loaf gets over.
It's a weird feeling. I feel naked in my house if I don't have bread in my house.
Me too. Milk and bread for
Milk
us
and bread,
is a
you're
big
just
thing.
like, how do I not?
Yeah.
Just in case. An impromptu. There's nothing to eat for lunch today. All right, let's throw a sandwich together. That's always, I got some tuna in the cupboard. I can make a tuna fish sandwich.
Tuna fish sandwiches are pretty clutch with the kiddos.
Yeah, that's a good call. We get starting quarterbacks tonight. You have Fernando.